It is time for another Yap Spot. Jeremy and Dalton podcast gods. It'll bring you bullshit to your ears. It's time for Yap Spot. Hello, kings, queens, wizards, and witches from all the realms. Welcome to another episode of Yab's Pod, yet another bullshit podcast. Or if you want to, tell your grandma about it, you can tell her yet another BS podcast. My name is Dalton, and joining me, as always, is my good buddy,
Jeremy.
How are you this week, my good sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Trying to think if it's been an eventful week or not. I don't know. I don't have a memory anymore. I'm like that fucking Drew Barrymore 51st Dates character, like... Every day is just the same day over and over.
Yeah, 9 Inch Nails is a song about that.
What the fuck did I do this week? I don't remember. Played some Yakuza 0. I'm about like 19 hours into that. I think I'm in chapter 5, I think.
Yeah, I saw that you found Nate's character in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, Nate was just boogieing around, and then he approached me in the street and was like, "Hey, want to compare prostitute notes?" And I was like, "Get the fuck away from me, you weird bastard."
Mr. Libido. That's such a funny character.
Played some F122 at home. Moved my big TV from the master bedroom back to the living room. So now I can get the living room set up to properly entertain people and stuff. I'd invite people over now, but I'm going to be like, "Hey, come over, lay down in my bed with me and play PlayStation." Most people are going to be like, "I don't really want to do that." I'm like, "Oh, the chloroform I just hit you with says you don't have a lot of choice."
Have a sip of this beverage. I call it a Cosby.
Yeah. Take a lick of this here pudding pop.
Bacon burger dog.
What about you? How was your week?
Well, we have it marked as a story, but I'll just go ahead and tell it. It's been interesting. So, last week I was saying that my back was killing me because I had dragged all those logs from my grandpa's house.
Oh yeah.
So it's been about a week of that, and I was finally feeling better. And I'm taking a shit. Was it the night before last? And it's been storming all day, like thunder, lightning, hardcore storming. So I'm in the bathroom. I'm doing my business. I'm looking through on the phone, and I hear a big boom, and I'm like, "Oh man, that must be some remnant thunder, or there's another." Squall coming through.
Oh, yeah.
And about 2 minutes after the boom, if that, there's a knock on my bathroom door. Do. I'm like, I'm expecting to hear police open up, you know what I mean? That kind of knock. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah.
It's the fire department. "We got reports of poisonous gas."
And it's my mom, and she's like, "Come outside when you're done. The tree fell." Just, that's it. No, what tree fell? Where did it fall?
The tree. The great Baker tree.
The tree fell. And what's funny is after I sat there and thought about it, I knew which tree she was talking about, because the other day she was telling me that I needed to cut some limbs off of this tree because there was just one limb that was kind of leaning towards the house. So I don't know how this happened. I will try to get good pictures of the base of it and show this in the Discord. But literally, this tree just decided to snap in half. It just it didn't get struck by lightning. You know what I mean? It didn't crack and then kind of fall. It literally looks like it just went boom and just broke where it broke and just boom. And then the rest of it fell. Dude, it landed within an inch of my fence.
Nice.
No damage. And I was so happy about that. But then the next day I went out there with the pole saw and had to cut it all up. And I still have the logs. I'm not looking forward to dragging that log to where I can get it and then prop it up on something so I can cut pieces off of it and not pinch the chainsaw.
So basically what you're saying is your mom was like, "Dalton, you need to cut this tree down." God was like, "Yo, Dalton, I know you got to go take a shit. I'm going to take care of this for you. I got you."
Yeah, it's fucking not even a week ago that we had that conversation. And then she just that motherfucker fell. And I was like, well, I guess I don't have to cut it anymore. But what was weird is that where it broke is not the part she wanted me to cut. She just wanted me to cut a branch that was hanging off of it. This whole motherfucker broke and fell. I mean,
God's fucking hella powerful. He doesn't know his own strength. He's just trying to take that branch off for you and fucking split that motherfucker like a karate chop.
What was the best part, well, maybe not the best part, but it made me laugh, was the way the tree fell. It looked like this big thing with big arms on the ground, laying there. So my dog and my cat, neither of them would fucking go near it. My dog would only go pee on the other side of the yard. She wouldn't go over there. My cat would like hop the fence and then haul ass away from it.
They know a fucking lichen when they see one.
Yeah, dude.
Or maybe it was an Entmoot.
I don't know. It didn't talk to me, so it wasn't one of the cool trees from Lord of the Rings.
It was fucking dead.
Yeah, but its friends could have been like, yeah, he's just been having a rough time lately. We told him not to do it. But
maybe they weren't his friends. Maybe they're the ones that fucking offed him.
That's true. One of the limbs, I guess, when it hit the ground, it twisted the limb, so it was like broken. It looked like somebody's arm had snapped, and I was like, oh, maybe this thing was talking shit. Got fucked up.
So I do have a couple of shout outs I want to throw out this week. First off, I listened to the new episode of Steam Machine podcast. I want to give a shout out to Willie for being proactive about his mental health and going to see someone about getting on medication. That shit, like Dalton said on Steam Machine, changed my whole outlook on life. Like, Dalton can tell you, I'm a different person after about 2 weeks of taking that. So yeah, shout out to Willie. Good job. If you're having mental health problems, don't be afraid to get help. Go talk to your general practitioner, whoever. Try to get some help, because trust me, I was one of the type of guy that was like, oh, medications for weak people, I can fucking man it out and shit. And like, dude, it's not. Like, it's so fucking much easier to deal with this shit. Second shout out to my friends Adam and Christina. I love them very much, but I hate them this weekend. For anyone who doesn't know, the F1 race was in Marseille's, France this weekend. Apparently some friends of them hooked them up. They actually got to go to France this weekend and hang out in the Porsche Super Cup suite. So literally they were walking down the fucking pit lane, fucking start an arm's reach from the fucking F1 cars, F2 cars. They fucking I think Adam posted a picture on Facebook of standing at the front bumper of one of the Porsche Super Cup cars. So yeah, I love them to death, but fuck them this weekend, because that's my fucking dream come true. It'll happen one day, though. I will get to fucking go one day. Hopefully Tuesday, when I win that fucking Mega Millions lottery and I can put $400 million in the bank, I'm going to be fucking going to all the F1 races.
I'm just saying, dog, you win $400 million. Hook a boy up with a double wide on your property. I'll be all right.
I'll hook you up with a double bacon cheeseburger.
Hey, that works too.
No, dude, I'm fucking go to Montana and buy 150 acres and just build a compound for all the people I care about.
That's what I always said I'd like to do too.
We'll get fucking Google to put some fiber internet up in that bitch and everything. Yeah. Google, I'll pay for the shit. Just get it out here. We'll launch our own fucking satellite into space so we can have our own fucking internet.
Fuck Elon Musk.
I feel like for $400 million, you can get shit done.
Yeah, I would think so. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, about the F1 race this week. Goddamn, dude, it's hard to be a fucking Ferrari fan anymore. Ferrari has probably the best car they've had at least since 2019, and that car had had illegal engine in it. So yeah. Fucking race starts off, so Charles Leclerc's on pole position. Race starts off, he gets out to a fucking 4 or 5 second lead. All of a sudden, a bunch of other guys went in the pits. Charles stayed out on his medium tires. Then all of a sudden I see, yellow flags. I'm like, oh, cool, maybe we'll get a safety car. Charles can come in and change his tires under safety car, save about 10 seconds on the pit stop because of the safety car. No, he can't, because his fucking ass spun out into the wall and crashed out of the fucking race. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Fucking, he was at that point 27 seconds ahead, because the second place guy had stopped and pitted. So he's 26, 27 seconds ahead. The race is his to win, fucking crashes out. Then the other Ferrari driver had to take a new engine. When you take a new engine or new components, you get grid penalties. So he had to start at the back of the grid worked his way all the way up, was in third place, and team's like, all right, come in for the pits for some new tires. Bam, drops him back to ninth. I think he worked his way back up to fifth, but still could have had third, ends with fifth. So yeah, like I tell people, I'm in an abusive relationship with Ferrari because I keep thinking they can change and they keep hurting me.
Yeah, dude. That's brutal. That's like, I can only compare that to people ask me, like, am I a football fan? And I am like, I like the Jaguars because I'm from Jacksonville. And everybody's like, ooh. And I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. I like them. It doesn't matter if they win or lose.
I like the Jaguars. Like, they're my second team. I'm a Cowboys fan first and foremost, but I like the Jaguars. I love their logo. I love their uniforms. Fucking Trevor Lawrence is cool as shit. I love DJ Shark. I think he's gone. I don't think he plays there anymore, but like they had Colin Johnson, who played for Texas, got drafted there. Like, dude, I like the Jaguars, but yeah, they are not winning any Super Bowls anytime soon.
No, and it's like the closest they ever got was when I was younger, and they had Mark Brunell, and
yeah,
I think it was their running back or something was really good. Jimmy Smith, I think was his name or something like that.
I think so. He was
quick, and that was the closest they got to the playoffs, and they got beat by the Minnesota Vikings, I think. No, I'm sorry, the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, the Titans.
So I've always been like, fuck the Titans because they ruined the closest the Jaguars ever got.
Dude, speaking of football, so the helmet rules changed this year. They, for some stupid ass reason, Roger Goodell put in place the teams could only have one helmet design through the whole season. Apparently that's ended. So now these teams are showing like whiteout helmets and blackout helmets. So, dude, the Cincinnati Bengals, you know their helmet, right? Orange helmet, black tiger stripes on it. They showed a whiteout helmet. It's a white, like a matte white helmet with black stripes. Dude, that helmet and white jerseys and shit is fucking sick. Like, I might have to get one of those just because of how sick it is. Get a mini helmet or something and put it on the shelf. But yeah, like, I love like the Bengals look. Like I said, I love the Jaguars. I really hope they do like a teal helmet or something this year. Yeah. That'd be really cool.
I really like the teal and black look that they got going on. And it's like, people ask me, okay, well, if it's not if you were going to pick a team that wasn't the Jaguars, who would you like? And I'm like, the Ravens. Purple and black looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, it does. Or purple and gold, whatever it is. But like, I love purple. So I'm like, any of the teams that wear purple, I'm cool with. But Jaguars, where my heart lies.
Oh yeah. So
plus, like, Ravens are cool birds. Yeah. What's up?
So, have I told you this week that Vince McMahon's a piece of shit?
Oh, come on, man. Yeah. Yes. In fact, I do believe that you have.
I'm going to keep reminding you of that. So, Vince McMahon has, big ass air quotes, retired this week from WWE. And like I told Dalton when he sent me the announcement, it doesn't mean shit when the board has basically told you retire or we're going to fucking publicly kick you out of the company. Like, he had no choice in the matter here. Like, it just, it's so fucking shallow. But I love the fucking meme you sent me where it was like Vince McMahon retires. He's 77. He's laying out by his pool. Pool boy comes to clean up. Oh my God, the pool boy is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, I can't take credit for that. Willie sent that to me, and that shit was funny as fuck. And I was like, I got to send this to Jeremy, and I got to send this to Ryan. And those are the two people that I sent it to.
In my head, I read that in my best Jim Ross voice. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
My God.
Somebody drain the damn pool.
Oh, that was good. I think that fucking got me. Oh my God. Okay, so listen. I understand. Like, you say he's a piece of shit. All of that. I understand that. But I still say, like, you can, disrespect him all you want, but you have to respect his legacy. Like,
yeah, like I appreciate what he did for wrestling, especially like the Attitude Era probably saved professional wrestling. If that hadn't happened, I don't think professional wrestling would be what it is today. But like Vince McMahon as a person, I mean, and it's not just Vince McMahon, it's rich egotistical old white men. Like, they are the bane of fucking the human existence. Like, rich, egotistical old white men should be banned. Like, they should be all let's scoop them all up, find an island somewhere, put them on it, not let them leave.
And if you're thinking to yourself, well, Bill Cosby wasn't an old white man. Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
Bill Cosby's an old white man.
Yes.
But no, man, like, my whole thing is, like, it's sad to see, like, I commented on that tweet that he put out, at 77, It's time to retire. I commented, like, dude, thank you for entertaining me literally my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I started watching wrestling with my grandpa when I was 6 or 7. So it was right around 97, 98, like, when it was really kicking. That Attitude Era was really going, and WCW was on fire. We used to go back and forth, watching the shows, flipping back and forth. But I was always more of a WWF kid.
Yeah.
But I started to really get into it after all that. Like, I got really into wrestling probably around 2000. Like,
yeah, right.
99 to like
right
2001.
in, like, the hype of the end of the Attitude Era, when you had like DX, you had The Rock was fucking exploding on the scene.
Yeah, exactly. And I vividly remember watching the Raw that starts off and it's a TV playing WCW. And it pans out and it's Vince McMahon and he starts talking about how he now owns WCW. Yep. That's right, I bought my competition. And I'm like, I have that vividly in my head, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
I bought my competition for less money than I paid women to be quiet about my sexual harassment.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, by the way, I told my dad that fucking joke that you said that absolutely killed me last week. And you were like, apparently they don't know what the meaning of hush money is. That was some funny shit, bro. I've been laughing about that all week.
I'm shocked I haven't gotten any hate for that. Like, it sounds so fucking misogynistic. And like I said, I'm not blaming the women. It was fucked up what happened to them. I'm glad they're getting some recognition for it. But like, yeah, like, you agreed to it's like an NDA. Like, you sign an NDA and then you go like talk about the shit you saw. Like, I'm honestly shocked when he paid these women this much hush money, they didn't have to sign NDAs. Maybe they did and they have finally expired or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works because I've never sexually harassed anybody and paid them to be quiet about it. I don't think I ever will. Like, people change, but I don't think that I will change in that way. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to get that $400 million and then walk up to the next woman you see and like, hey.
Grab her by the pussy.
Let me plow you.
I'm rich. And just grab her by the pussy. Like, no, I'm not that kind of person.
I got to say, speaking on misogyny.
Yes.
Okay, I need to know a good definition of that word. Now, obviously, I know what it means. Yeah. But hear me out on this. I do not know, like, what is considered misogynist because I got sent an article the other day about a band that I like. And I was reading about it, and apparently there were some racist and misogynistic comments that were released from this like group chat between the band. They were talking in text to each other or whatever. Yeah. Now, what I read, there was one guy who was definitely saying some racist stuff, and all the other guys were like, "Oh, come on, man! Don't come on," like that kind of thing. But as far as the misogyny goes, from what I read of them saying, it sounded like anything that I would talk about to like my friends, like females included. Yeah. Like, I've had chicks tell me, like, I won't call her out by name, but I have this friend in particular who like likes to try out different ethnicities of men to see like who she thinks is the best in bed, right?
Which, well, that's what I have to interject for a second. That's not going to work unless you have a very large control group. You can't fuck like one of each gender and go from that. You need to fuck like 200 to 600 of each gender. And that way you can kind of make an average, because I mean, there's some dudes that are really good at sex. There's some dudes that are really bad at sex. It's like, yeah, you can't just say you can't fuck like 12 people. You're going to have to get up in the thousands here.
Well, and one of the jokes in the chat was the guy was saying that, now, the way this is worded, I see why people got offended by it. Because he was like, yeah, I porked a Lithuanian girl. She was cool, but she was batshit crazy. And the other guy goes, I've porked about 3 Lithuanian girls, and I can tell you that they're all pretty much crazy. You can pretty much judge the country on about 3 of them.
Wow.
And I was like,
yeah, you can't say shit like that.
Yeah, I was like, dude, saying pork them, but they're not American, so I don't know if that's a more common term over in Europe, like porking.
Maybe.
Even still, like it just doesn't sound pleasant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have definitely had conversations with my friends about like chicks that we've had sex with and stuff. And if that's misogynistic, I'm sorry.
Well, like, you can't tell me, no guy listening to this can tell me they haven't told one of their buddies, like, oh man, she's so hot, man, we should fucking Eiffel Tower her, or some shit like that. For anyone who doesn't know what an Eiffel Tower is, it's when you spit roast a chick and you high five over top of her. So your silhouette of the 3 of you looks like the Eiffel Tower. And
if anybody doesn't know what spit roasting is, 1 in each end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you high five over.
You high five over them, and from your silhouette on the shadow on the blinds, you look like the Eiffel Tower when your mom's sitting in the driveway watching.
Oh man, but yeah, man, Vince. As far as Vince goes, like I'm upset that this is the way it had to happen.
Yeah,
like it bums me out. You know what I mean? But now Stephanie McMahon is co-CEO with Nick Khan, and then the person in charge of talent relations, the executive of talent relations or whatever, is now Triple H.
Yeah, isn't his name like Paul something?
Paul Levesque.
Paul Levesque. And
it's spelled like Levesque, but it's French. It's
very, very French Canadian of him.
Yeah. And
I mean, he's a genuine talent. Like, I trust him being in charge of that because he is. Oh yeah, he has a genuine eye for professional wrestling.
Dude, if you go back, like watch an episode of NXT now when Vince McMahon took it over.
Yeah,
and go back and watch an episode or 2 of when Triple H was running NXT, and it was so much better.
Oh yeah,
and I think if Triple H starts running the show now, things are going to pick up a little bit. You know what I mean? As much as I love Vince McMahon for, like I said, all the entertainment that he's brought me over the years and stuff. And I do condemn the things that he's, don't get me wrong, but he has his way of doing things, and it hasn't been working, but they haven't changed it either. Whereas I think Triple H will come in and kind of give a breath of fresh air into the situation. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Well, sure. I will say I think Triple H will do well because he knows what it's like on both sides of that table, whereas Vince was never a talent. He was always an executive. Triple H was a talent, and he is now an executive. He knows what it's like. So if a guy comes to him and is like, hey, I got this really cool idea for an arc, I feel like he's going to be more likely to hear them out than Vince. Vince, I believe, very much had a God complex. Of like, if it ain't my idea, it's shit. Whereas I think Triple H will sit down and say, all right, let's hear what you got. But if it's going to be shit, he's going to say, no, that's a fucking stupid idea. We're not doing that. Because he knows what it takes to put on a good show in the ring.
And people say, oh, well, this person or that person didn't get over back in the day because Triple H buried him. And I'm thinking to myself, like, would they have gotten over anyway, though?
Yep.
Like, look at Booker T. People said that, like, Triple H beat Booker T like 5 or 6 times. Something like that, right? People still love and revere Booker T. But
dude, because Booker T is a certified, like, legacy wrestler. He'll be a fucking Hall of Fame wrestler.
Actually, I think he is in the Hall of Fame.
I think he is. Yeah.
But
if he's not, he will be. I mean, you had Harlem Heat. He had his whole run in WCW. He was dynamic, like his run in WWE. Him fucking calling Hulk Hogan the N-word on national television.
God, yeah, that was amazing.
I saw that clip pop back up the other day, and I'm like, dude, you could see it on his face when he said it. He was like, oh, I fucked up so bad. And he's like, oh, I'm going to fucking get fired over that. Because back then, it wasn't as accepted to say that. Like, now it's fairly commonly heard, but back then, like, it wasn't that accepted, especially on cable TV.
Yeah, and dude, I've seen that clip enough times that now when I watch it, I look at Sherry, the female, because as soon as he says it and he covers his face, she just smiles and pats him on the shoulder like, it's all right, darling. You'll be okay.
And I remember Hogan was like cool with it. He was like, man, don't worry about it. Which now we know Hogan said that shit all the time behind closed doors. So But yeah, he's like, don't worry about it. It seems bad now. It'll brush over. People forget shit pretty quick, which they did. Nothing bad came from it. So yeah, like I love Booker T. But yeah, I think Triple H will recognize people that need to be lifted. He'll recognize the people who are dead weight. Like I think it'll be a good move for WWE.
And I promise you, with Stephanie now at like the head of things, the female division will be taken more seriously as well.
Do you know what I miss? It was some of my favorite shit. Do you remember when was it Mae West came back? She was like 80 fucking years old or some shit wrestling.
Mae Young.
Mae Young, yeah. She came back. She was like 80 years old. Like I remember she won the women's title. I feel like didn't she fucking win the heavyweight title at one point?
Not the heavyweight title, but she did win the women's title. Yeah, for sure. And
I swear there was some crazy shit where she like won a men's title or something because somebody came out like hit the guy with a chair or something. And I might be thinking of somebody else.
No, she won the hardcore title.
That might have been what it was. Yeah, somebody came out, hit the dude with a chair, and she pinned him and won.
Yeah, because the hardcore title was anyone, anytime, 24/7, as long as you have a referee. Like, so they would film people like getting pinned in the airport.
Oh yeah, yep. Like the 24/7 title is now. Are they still even doing that?
I think the 24/7 title is kind of like a joke title that just gets passed around to everyone. But yeah, I think it still shows up every now and then. I believe R-Truth is probably the guy who still has it because that's like his whole thing.
I know like it came up when I was playing WWE 2K22, it was a thing. Like, dude, I had when I quit playing that, I had the 24/7 title, I think the Intercontinental title, the U.S. Championship, the Heavyweight Championship. Like, dude, I just ran through the fucking WWE.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was playing that last night, man. I love the universe mode. Like,
Nice.
I still need to beat the story mode. I went through and I beat all the Rey Mysterio showcases so I can unlock all that stuff. But
nice. Yeah, did you see your favorite person in the world's going to be a fucking DLC character in 2K22?
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't wait.
Yeah, at least now you get to kick his ass.
I was going to say, I'm going to tank his stats all to like the worst they can be, and I'm going to make him a jobber.
Nice.
And I'm just going to beat the shit out of him.
You should just go in there with like Goldberg or somebody and just beat the ever-loving shit out of him.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'll have to fucking send Brock or like one of my created dudes who are like Brock, Brock-esque. Yes. And just go in there and just wreak havoc. Yeah. In my universe, because I'm a nerd, I have it set up where there's FCW. Yeah, which is Florida Championship Wrestling. So that's like where my created guys, when I first download them, that's where I put them to try them out, see how their moves or stuff. And if I like them, I'll move them up to NXT, see how they do there. And then once every quote unquote year in the game at Money in the Bank, I have a Money in the Bank match with some of my NXT guys, and whoever gets the briefcase gets to go to a main show. So nice. Like, I really should like record this stuff and like or stream it because it's like I make a whole show out of it in my head and I can really just like flesh it out. But
dude, it'd be so dope if we could figure out a way. Because do you wrestle the matches or do you just watch?
I wrestle them, but like I can turn HUD and stuff off.
Can you just turn off HUD and watch? If we could figure out a way for you to stream it and me and you be like the color commentary for the matches, that shit would be entertaining, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop the damn match.
What I could do is OBS, like record stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I could cut out the loading screens.
Yeah.
And then
we just voice over.
And then just voice over it like live.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, we'll hash that out.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, man. So just to wrap up the wrestling chat, it sucks that this is how it had to happen, but like, thanks for all the years of memories, dude.
Yeah. Christina doesn't want us to wrap up wrestling chat. She wants another 45 minutes at least. Too bad, Christina. We're moving on. Would you like to talk about some movies, or would you like to tell me this hash lollipop story first? Go ahead and do your lollipop story.
Okay. So I mentioned somebody posted a meme. It might have been Kana about eating too many edibles.
I think it was me, but I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Cool. And I said, been there, done that. And Kana came back and was like, that sounds like a Yabs Pod story. So I went to my friend's house. So there was this one time my dad came home from work and one of his work buddies had given him a bunch of edibles. And So I like ate a cookie, then I ate another cookie, and I was like, okay. So, and then I grabbed a lollipop. Now my dad said, now the cookies are made with pot, the hard candies are made with hash. And for those of you that don't know, hash usually a lot stronger than like bud.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
it was Kana. It was the Sesame Street. So those were hash cookies. Tell me you didn't eat the whole dozen. Ernie saying to Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster said, "Me see mouth moving, but can't hear voice."
that's right. Okay.
So yeah, it was Kana.
So I eat the 2 cookies. I grab this lollipop. Now it's a pretty decent sized lollipop. Let's say like as round, not quite as round as a tennis ball, but like a big lollipop. So I'm like, and it's flat. So it's one of those that's like the classic lollipop style. Yeah. So I'm like eating it, and I drive over to my buddy Danny's house, and we're watching WWE pay-per-view. I don't remember which one it was, but that's what we were doing. Or it might have been Raw. It doesn't matter. We were watching wrestling, and I was just sucking on this lollipop, and had about half of it left, and took it out of my mouth and like wrapped it up, and I was sitting there, and then I was like, you know what? And I pulled it out, and I finished eating the whole. So I ate this entire hash lollipop sitting there. So after Raw is over and everything, we're talking. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and head to the house. He's like, all right, man. So I stand up, and when I stand up, it was like my body stood up, and then my brain stood up, and then my vision came with it, and I was like, holy shit!
You stood up too fast, and your soul was still sitting down on the couch.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit! And I sat back down. Danny goes, you all right? And I was like, man, I don't think I can drive right now. He's like, that lollipop kicking your ass, huh? And I said, oh, I am real high. He goes, oh, dude. He goes, it's all good, man. We'll watch something. And he like put on NXT from that week or something. We sat there, we watched that. And then by the time that was over, I was good. But man, I have never been that stoned where I couldn't like function properly unless I was on hard drugs. And that lollipop kicked my ass. Like my dick was in the dirt. Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze. But yeah, it's like,
there it is.
There it went. Damn it. Yeah. So my recommendation is if you're going to enjoy a nice sized hash lollipop, eat it at home. Yeah. So you don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah. If you're trying edibles for the first time, eat half of what you think you should eat and go from there and stay home. Because if you eat too much, you're going to be high as fuck. And that shit doesn't just go away. As I learned with Delta 8, and when I ate 100 milligrams, and was high for like 11 and a half hours. Or no.
Yeah, man.
16 hours? I think it was 16 and a half. Because I remember I slept for 8 hours and woke up and was still high as fuck. Like, high as fuck. Like, woke up and was like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude. I've done that with painkillers before. You fall asleep and then you wake up and then you sit up and you're like, I'm still high. I'm still very much high. Yep. Yeah, I always love the stories you hear of people who like have never done edibles or anything, and then they eat a bunch of it because they don't get high right away. Yep. And then they think they're dying, and it's like, no, you're fine. Yep. You literally cannot eat enough pot to kill you, so you'll be all right. Just ride it out.
Like, if you try to eat enough pot to kill you, you will puke because your stomach will be too full way before you get there. Like, it's I think physically impossible.
Something like double your body weight, or like something at like least that. Your body weight. I would have to eat like 300 pounds of pot. That's a lot of pot, bro.
I remember like they were talking about smoking. Like if you could overdose on marijuana, you would have to smoke a blunt the size of a telephone pole, and you would die from smoke inhalation before you died from overdosing on marijuana.
Overdose.
Yeah, overdosing on the marijuanas. If you take just one marijuana, it could kill your grandchildren.
Never inject marijuanas.
Yeah, don't inject marijuanas directly into your butthole. What you do is you wrap the marijuana and you put it in your butthole and let your body absorb it.
So I used to have a buddy who sold acid, right?
Yeah.
And I witnessed this happen multiple times. He used to tell people it's $10 a hit. If you boof it, it's free.
Yeah.
Now, boofing is putting it up your butt.
Yeah.
Now, there were people who were like, all right, I'll take 2 hits and I'll boof a third. And he'd be like, all right. And he'd give them the 2 and then he'd give them the other one. And they would go into the bathroom and then come back out. Some of them. Those were the smart ones because they would go in the bathroom, stick it in their mouth.
Yeah.
Do and then come back out. And then there were the ones who would just take it, reach in their pants right there and shove it up their ass. those were the dudes I respected. Because I was like, God damn, I don't want a trip to start at my butthole.
Yeah. Oh,
although
my butthole feels weird. Oh, what's going on? I'm farting colors.
that Louis C.K. bit where he's talking about suppositories.
Yeah.
He was like, it was fucking bliss that started at my asshole and then just warmly covered me like a blanket from there. Oh my goodness. All right. You were talking about 300 and how
yes.
You realized something about it this week, so let's talk about that.
So I was mindlessly doom scrolling social media, and I came across the clip from 300 where Gerard Butler's Leonidas has the messenger like up against the pit, and he's like, "This is madness. You don't kill the messenger." And he's like, "Madness," and like looks at his wife Cersei Lannister, and is like, she like nods at him. He's like, "This is Sparta," and just kicks the fucking dude into that giant. How the fuck did they get that hole there? Like, what? Like the logistics of that just blow my fucking mind. Like how they dug that hole or whatever. But
I promise you that the people that dug that hole are still at the bottom of it. They were probably slaves. Bottom. Yeah,
probably. Like, so I started thinking about. I was like, that's probably one of the most influential scenes in cinema history. So I started thinking, like, what are some other influential and impactful scenes from movie history? So another one I thought of was in The Gladiator, when he fucking kills a guy. He's like, "Are you not entertained?"
Yeah. Like,
I love that scene in that movie.
Two jump out to me. One is the Elephant Man. I am not an animal.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, three jump out to me. The other one is Rosebud from Citizen Kane. Right.
Rosebud.
But the first one that came to my mind is in Fight Club when he beats the fucking dog shit out of Jared Leto.
Yeah.
And then gets up and he goes, "The hell was that?" And he goes, "I felt like destroying something beautiful." Like that line, when I first heard that, I went, "Oh, that's a good line."
Yep. Trying to think of some more. So one that sticks out to me is in The Patriot, when the dude killed Mel Gibson's son, and like Mel Gibson goes out and like when he gets him with that fucking hatchet and just like just fucking destroying him in that ditch with the hatchet, like that shit was pretty impactful to me. What else?
The whole opening to Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
That whole beach scene is fucking intense. To the point that when they did it, I think it's in the Medal of Honor Frontline, or it's one of the Call of Duty games that recreated that scene. You don't get handed a weapon. They hand you ammo, and they're like, "Go find a rifle," because there's definitely some laying around. Brutal. What was the one I was just thinking? Oh, 7. What's in the box?
Yeah.
What's in the box?
That, like, I've heard that so many goddamn times.
Is it They Live? I came here to kick ass and chew bubble gum.
Yeah.
I'm all out of bubble gum. Old Roddy Piper.
Oh, yeah.
Hot Rod.
I'm looking at a list of impactful scenes, and none of them are.
I can think of the ear scene from Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Where he cuts Homeboy's ear off and pours gas all over him. Like, oh fuck.
Did you watch the movie Parasite?
That sounds familiar.
That whole fucking movie. It was a Korean movie, I believe.
No, I haven't seen that.
Where the family, it's like the first non-English language film to win Best Picture, I think. Like, it's a fucking amazing movie. You should definitely watch it.
I've been meaning to watch it.
So basically the premise is this poor family, like the daughter gets a job as like a housekeeper for this rich family, and the rich family like go on vacation or something. Like her whole family, basically they're conning this family. Like she gets the rest of her family jobs with them, and then they like move into this family's house while they're on vacation or some shit. Like it's fucked up, but it's such a fucking good movie. It's so weird.
I love fucked up and weird. That's up my alley.
Dude, the movie Precious, the whole fucking movie is just holy shit. Did you watch that?
Watched it. No, that's one that couldn't make myself watch that movie.
It's hard to watch. Like, holy shit, is it hard to watch? But it's so fucking good.
Bro, let me tell you something. Like, growing up as a fat kid, like, what was that movie with Ryan Reynolds? Just Friends?
Yeah, Just Friends.
Where he started off as the fat kid. Yeah. I watched the beginning of that movie, and it hit me so hard I had to quit. Well, I didn't watch that movie for like years because I dealt with that so much growing up. Like, so much with the I love you like a brother.
Yeah.
Like,
how many times have the two of us heard that in our life?
But now being older, I mean, I understand and I appreciate it. But like being younger, like that just sucked.
Well, it's something about when you're like a teenager, especially, your emotions are so raw and so powerful that like you find this person that you think is perfect and you're like, oh my God, I'm so in love with this person. And then they basically tell you like, I don't feel that way about you and I never will, but I still want you to be in my life. And like your fucked up, underdeveloped teenage brain can't process like being close to this person without being able to be with this person. And like, I think about some of the girls I felt like that when I was a teenager. I'm like, that shit never would have fucking worked out. But like, when you're in that moment, it's like, holy shit, I love her to death. I'll never love anybody else. Like, and you'll do some fucking underhanded, like in that movie, you'll do some underhanded shit to try to get her to like see you as that guy.
Yeah.
And like, luckily I never went like stupidly far with any of that shit, but like, you'll like, you know, you'll tell her the things she wants to hear and you'll do all this shit. But like, if I could go back in a fucking time machine, I'd tell myself as a teenager, like, don't fucking stress this shit. Like, there's so much more than this.
If I could go back and tell myself one thing, I would sit myself down and I would look at him and I'd be like, listen, you're pining after this one girl. Meanwhile, you have fucked these other 5 girls.
Yeah.
Focus on the ones that want to bang you or want to, and I'm not saying like focus on sex, but you know what I'm saying? Like focus on the ones who find you attractive and want to be with you in that way instead of trying to convince this one girl that you're this guy that she wants and needs, even though like you're not, like, there was so much of that. Like, I just know if I lose a little weight, if I quit smoking cigarettes, like I'll be that guy. And dude, no, you need to find somebody who doesn't give a fuck if you're fat. Like if you want to lose weight for you, then they'll be happy for you, but they love you no matter what. That's what you got to look for. And
dude, I've told myself that like, oh, if I can get like, a nice chest and abs, I'll get a girl. But then like now I'm thinking like, do I only want a girl who wants me because I have abs? Because then when those go away, she's not going to fucking want me. Like, I want somebody, like you said, if I'm ever in another relationship, I want somebody who values me as I currently am. They don't want to change me. They don't want me to bring more to the table or whatever. They're happy with me as I am. And then I want to choose to better myself because I value them as a partner. I don't want to change myself to keep them as a partner. Like, I mean, and that shit you can't realize when you're like a teenager, you're in your early 20s. You're not going to realize that shit. If you do, that's amazing. You have the fucking keys to the kingdom already. But like, you learn shit as you get older. And like, I'm perfectly content being single right now because I get to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Like, and I'm going to take the time to work on myself and get myself to a better place before I worry about any of that shit.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Absolutely. So I'm trying to think. So Precious. No, I've never seen it.
So the door scene in Titanic, that was pretty impactful. Where there's no room for Jack on this door. That's fucking huge. Like, yeah,
I want you not to sprawl.
I wonder if she told the story that way, but what it actually was he was a fucking peasant, and she was like, I drowned his ass, then I don't have to be with him because he's poor.
Wasn't the whole thing was that like she was having an affair with him or something? So
basically, it was like she was engaged to someone else. The I'll have what she's having scene from When Harry Met Sally, when they're sitting in the diner and she just starts like, oh, and then that lady's like, I'll have what she's having.
I'll have what she's having. I remember that. Yeah.
The fucking I Am Your Father in Empire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I can think of. It wasn't from a movie, but it was from Twilight Zone. William Shatner, Captain. There's something on the wing.
Yeah.
Which
The
of course, then
what was that
Ace
fucking
Ventura.
called? Oh yeah. Oh, Captain, my Captain from Dead Poet Society. That's a big one.
My Captain. I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus.
Yes, yes. The chest burster scene from Aliens. That's a pretty good one.
I don't know why. It just reminded me of that character from Family Guy. Name any movie.
Yeah.
Jaws. That's a good movie.
That's a good movie. Speaking of, you're going to need a bigger boat from Jaws.
Oh, yeah. We're going to need a bigger boat for sure. Have you heard about Kevin Smith, the movie he's wanting to do called Moose Jaws?
Yes, vaguely.
Okay, so it's like he wants to do Jaws, but at a like state park or a national park in Canada and make it a moose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
I was on Facebook one day and somebody in the comments said there needs to be a scene in this movie where Jay looks at Silent Bob and says, "We're going to need a bigger blunt."
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith commented and was like, "This is absolutely going into the script right now and I'm crediting you with it."
Nice.
And I was like, that's awesome. That person's going to get a credit for something like.
Let's see. And there's more on this list. E.T. Phone Home. That's kind of a big one. Oh, the original. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. From Gone with the Wind. Oh,
yeah, Gone with the Wind.
Some of these are not. Oh, yeah. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
Oh, Godfather, yeah.
Yes.
What do you do to my boy?
Look what they
fucking
did.
Say hello to my little friend.
Yes, Scarface. Scarface is an excellent fucking movie.
There's so many good movie quotes, dude. Like, there's that game that we played for Game Buds, and I'd like to do it with our Discord at some point. It's called, oh shit, what was it? Oh, Riff Tracks. Riff Tracks, the game.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic. You just get to make jokes over old shitty movies. It's so much fun. I'm looking through the notes. You spelled the fucking name of the band I told you wrong.
Really?
Glory Fire. It's Glory Hammer. That's okay.
Right.
I changed my mind anyway because I'll explain that later.
That's right, because Dalton was like, my song of the week is Glory Hammers, and I was like, that's the name of my dick.
Yeah. And in the canon of the band, the Glory Hammer fires lasers. It's like a laser firing goblin smasher. And you were like, yep.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. I've smashed a few goblins back in my day. So, yeah. Impactful scenes from movie history. If you can think of any more, hit us up in Discord. Hit us up on Facebook. You know the deal.
Let's see. Oh, man. Okay, so let me talk about the PS2 games before we get into the Comic-Con chat. So randomly in the shout out Factory Seal Retro Video Game Podcast, randomly in the Discord over there, somebody that had joined, Brian414, I believe is his Discord thing. He was like, I have a bunch of PS2 games that like my daughter will just mess them up, and I want them to like go to somewhere where they'll survive and be nice. Yeah. So I shot him a DM and I was like, hey man, how much do you want for those PS2 games? Because I might be able to like save up, because I like to add to the shelf. It's always nice. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I don't want any money for it, man. Just give me your address and I'll send them to you. And I was like, what? All right. Absolutely, dude. So I sent him my address and he comes back, oh, dude, you're not that far from me. I was like, really? He goes, yeah, man, I live on the outskirts of Orange Park, which is like maybe 40 minutes from me.
Nice.
And I was like, bro. So he ended up coming by the same day I cut up that tree. Later on that day, he came by and nice. I got a bunch of the PS2 games from him. Some of the standouts were like Resident Evil 4, Tekken Tag Tournament, SSX Tricky, Dark Summit, The Bouncer, and Tales of Legendia.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch more. There's a bunch of racing games. Like I think one was called Corvette. One's called, I think, like Saturday Night Speedway.
Yeah. I've had those come through the store.
So I figure I'll check them out. And then I have my Guitar Hero PS2 controller, and then he gave me all the Guitar Hero games for PS2.
Nice.
My only issue, I no longer have a CRT TV. So I'm not sure any of the TVs in my house have RGB hookups anymore. So I'm like, fuck, I might have to like buy a converter or something. Yeah.
Now, I will say, if you're going to play on a flat screen, before you start playing, go in the options and do the calibration, and you can calibrate the lag out.
Okay.
So basically it'll run notes down and you're supposed to strum when they hit the line, and it'll calibrate how much lag it has and adjust accordingly. So
that's good to know.
Yeah, I know they started doing that with like 360 because that's when like HD TV got big. So PS2 probably still does it. I'm not 100% sure, but I would check that out.
Yeah, I'll check because it's Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3, and Rock the 80s.
Yeah.
So at least probably Guitar Hero 3 would do it, if anything.
Yeah, probably so.
But yeah, man, I thought that was really cool. He also gave me this sweet-ass PlayStation bag that's like a licensed PlayStation carry bag or whatever. I was like, dude, thank you very much. So shout out to Brian for that.
Yeah, Brian's a good guy.
So San Diego Comic-Con happened, sir, over this past weekend.
Yes, it did. It's become very, very commercialized, but I would still like to go to it once in my lifetime. It's a shit show now, but like I'd still like to go to it one time.
Yeah, just to see the spectacle. You know what I mean?
Oh
yeah. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Dalton's adjusting his wiener.
Yeah, I have to adjust. I'm sitting on my balls and it hurts.
Yeah. He's braiding his nutsack hair. He's drawing angry little faces on his testicles.
All right, now that both of my testicles have faces, let's dive. So like some of the things that jumped out to me were like, there's a Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out apparently.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. It'll be interesting to see Hugh Grant in a D&D movie.
Yeah, and I saw something about this, which I agreed with 1,000%. It was basically saying, look, there's a Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out. This means a lot of people who have never played Dungeons and Dragons before are going to become interested in it. Don't treat them like assholes. Show them how to play. Invite them to play. Bring them into the hobby. Talk shit to people who are being jealous gatekeepers. Like, more people enjoying your hobby is gonna make your hobby better. Like, yeah. I saw the shit with Stranger Things where it's like, oh, all you motherfuckers didn't know who Metallica was until Stranger Things. First off, everybody on the fucking planet has heard of goddamn Metallica. Like, they may not listen to Metallica, but they know Metallica is an American rock band. Like, and hey, guess what? If they start listening to Metallica, maybe Metallica will get more popular and they'll start doing shit. Like, stop hating people for liking shit that you liked first. Like, shut the fuck up and sit down.
I agree.
And also, I will go even further as to say I've seen a few people say, oh, fuck Metallica, they're bullshit, blah, blah, blah. I hate that they were on that show. Now they're getting popular. You can shut the fuck up, too. If you don't like Metallica, don't listen to Metallica. Like, stop trying to make other people not like shit because you don't like it.
110%, sir.
But yes, Dungeons and Dragons movie looks kind of neat. I've always wanted to play the game. Never got into it. I just don't have time. I'd love to try it though. I know I have some friends that do it, so I'm sure I'm going to get, now that I have more free time, I'm going to get roped into doing it. And I'm probably going to have a lot of fun with it. I've already kind of like started working on ideas for a character and shit. So
I remember me and some friends of mine, like we had a campaign and I was a bard, Dimebag Darnell Luther King X the first.
Nice.
And then Wes was Vex Shadow Sphere or something like that. Anyway, everybody had these names, right? And then when it got to Wes's wife, her name was Chrissy or Christina, so she was Christina the Barbarian. And I was like, oh, you're not going to come up, like, at least call yourself like Chrissia or something, like a little bit of, but, and it was fun. I think she just wanted to be included because she never really role played. She just wanted to like attack people. Yeah. So we just used her as our heater.
Nice. So what D&D character would just be like the muscle?
If you just want to be muscle, you'd be a barbarian or a fighter. That's
what I was thinking. It's probably a barbarian because I'm thinking like maybe a name like Vladir or something like that.
Well, let me ask you this: do you want to wear armor?
Possibly.
Okay, because
my character is going to be like a fucking like a Terry Crews, Brock Lesnar kind of motherfucker with like a bear head, like what do you call it, a hood that's made out of a bear's head and shit.
Yeah, a druid hood kind of thing. Then yeah, barbarian's probably your best bet. You and Nate both, you guys can fuck each other in your cave.
Fuck the turtle out of that bear man.
Yeah, you could put the bear in his turtle man.
Yeah.
Hey.
So
up next, the thing that I saw.
So I know, like I said, Cowabunga Collection got a release date, which is fucking awesome. August 30th, so not too far away, a little over a month away. That's the one where you're getting 13 classic Ninja Turtles games from NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Game Boy, arcade, maybe something else. But like, you're getting all the hits. You're like in the 3 Turtles games from NES. You're getting Turtles in Time. You're getting Hyper Snow Heist. You're getting the 3 Game Boy Turtles games. You're getting the Turtles arcade games, like in the actual arcade ports and the home console ports. So it's only gonna be like $40. It's definitely worth picking up.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no nostalgia for those games, but I love Ninja Turtles, so I'm all about.
I fucking loved those games.
More Ninja Turtles.
So the next was.
There's a lot about the
D&D. Yeah, more D&D stuff.
There's a National Treasure TV show.
Yeah, there's a National Treasure TV show they released a trailer for. I'm not a huge fan of the National Treasure franchise. I am a huge fan of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. They're making an animated series on Disney Plus with that, which I think would be pretty awesome. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur are pretty cool Marvel characters. If you've never heard of them before, definitely look them up. New Gotham Knights gameplay trailer shows off Batgirl. I think Gotham Knights is going to be pretty cool. They also said the Joker and Batman will not be in Gotham Knights. I respect that though, because like those are kind of the crutches of the Batverse, and like to try to make a full-fledged game without using either of them, I commend. Oh, my microphone got kicked. I commend them for that, and I'm definitely going to play the game. I think it's going to be pretty good. So William Shatner is doing voice work for the Masters of the Universe Revolution animated series. That'd be kind of neat. To hear He-Man talk like this.
Yes, I think I would like to summon.
So
I don't know where to go with that. They
released a trailer with that too. We're going to kind of run through this because they did a lot of shit at San Diego Comic-Con this year. The Severance creator, I'm not sure what Severance is. I think it's a TV show. He's apparently said he's not. I love this. He said he has stopped reading Reddit theories about the show because, quote, sometimes they have ideas that are better than what I thought of. I respect the hell out of him for that because, like, there's some good-ass fan theories about TV shows out there. My favorite, I think, was somebody said that the way they should have ended The Walking Dead should have been Rick waking up from a coma. And, like, basically he was in a coma and fucking coma dreamed the entire zombie apocalypse. Like, none of it actually happened. That would have been a cool-ass ending.
That would be intense.
So, Amazon's The Wheel of Time got renewed for a 3rd season. I don't know what that is. I've never watched it.
Wheel of Time's a long-ass book series, and they started doing... people that I know who are fans of the books are so-so on the show.
That's usually how it is.
So I have issues with one of these things. How do you feel about Beavis and Butthead reacting to like TikToks and stuff on their new show?
I'm okay with that because, you know, they did music videos back in the 90s, but music videos were culturally relevant. Music videos in the 90s are what TikTok is now. Like,
okay.
When they did the reboot in like 2012 or 2014, they did like clips from Jersey Shore and shit like that because that's what was popular. That was in the zeitgeist then. So I'm kind of cool with it. It's like it says Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe returns to Paramount Plus in August, and a Comic-Con panel revealed some new clips ahead of the show's premiere date. Though the duo are now watching K-pop groups, BTS, and TikTok videos, their comedic commentary remains classic. I think it's going to be pretty good. For those who don't know, Mike Judge, the creator of Beavis and Butthead, is also the creator of King of the Hill, who said that their King of the Hill has a, quote, very good chance of coming back. Yeah. Don't know how I feel about that. I love King of the Hill, but I don't know how King of the Hill in the 2020s would look. And I'm really worried that they're going to take one of my favorite shows of all time and ruin it. But we'll see. I don't know. I'll watch it if it comes back. Like, I'm not going to just assume it's going to be bad, but I'm just worried about it.
And see, I think that, just going back to Beavis and Butthead for a minute, like, I think that they could help make music videos culturally relevant again. But I don't know. I guess it'll be all right, but I don't know if I'll watch like a whole 20 minutes of them just reacting to TikToks and stuff.
Well,
hopefully they do it where they like the old school show where it was just segments.
It'll be like the old school show. There'll be like segmented episodes, and then there'll be like the reactions will be filler, I believe. I don't think young people are going to watch Beavis and Butthead. I think it's going to be people my age that watch it, and like I don't think young people are going to care that much, to be honest. So yeah, King of the Hill has a good chance of coming back. Real
quick, I was gonna say if you want to keep reading, I have to pee really bad, so I'll be right back.
So yeah, Dalton's gonna go pee. I'm gonna read off a few more things. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequel is coming in December. There was a comic book miniseries of Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover, which was pretty decent. They are doing a sequel to that coming out in December, so you like comics, find your local comic book store, jump on that. The SpongeBob SquarePants universe is getting a crossover event, which is from the SpongeBob SquarePants series Camp Coral and the Patrick Star Show. I think it's a little weird to say you're having a crossover show and it's literally all SpongeBob shows. It seems weird to me, but hey. More about the National Treasure TV show. DC seemingly has no plans to make more Snyderverse movies. I don't really blame them, but hey, DC just cannot seem to get the recipe right for live action movies. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge DC fan. I like a lot of the live action DC movies, but I understand why other people don't. So fans of Zack Snyder and his collection of DC films, including Justice League, Man of Steel, and Batman vs. Superman, shouldn't get their hopes up for any further additions. Speaking at a Comic-Con panel, DC Comics Chief Creative Officer Jim Lee said there are no further plans to expand on that material. So if you want to join back in, Dalton, I'm at the no more Snyderverse movies.
Yeah, that bummed me out a little bit because I've heard that those are like the good versions of those movies.
Well, it's just the Snyderverse movies, so like Man of Steel, Justice League, and Batman vs. Superman. They're not using that universe anymore. They're moving on with like you've got Robert Pattinson as Batman and whatever happens from there. William Shatner is apparently really pissed off at Star Trek. He said Gene Roddenberry would be turning in his grave.
Over what? Over the new shows?
I guess so. So he didn't stop there though, also saying fuck Star Wars at his Comic-Con Shatner on Shatner panel. William Shatner is... I like Shatner, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he is clinging to what little bit of fame he still has and trying to stay culturally relevant. So I take what he says with a little grain of salt. Speaking of grain of salt, Multiversus reveals new characters including LeBron James and Rick Sanchez. Why does LeBron James need to be in Multiversus?
Because of Space Jam 2.
Still, fuck Space Jam 2. Fuck
I'm just saying, that's why.
But yeah, they said they're doing Rick and Morty, LeBron James, and I think that's all they showed. There is a new trailer for the Lord of the Rings, The Ring of Power TV series from Amazon, which I know a lot of people are super excited about that.
Could be cool. I like Lord of the Rings a lot.
I know they also said, I think it's later in this article, that the female dwarfs will have beards. So
nice.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are a little worried about that. Original Gremlins star Zach Galligan will return for Secrets of the Mogwai, which is a new original or animated series from the Gremlins universe.
Get excited, Nate.
Yep, more Gremlins. Matthew Lillard, who to me is one of the most underrated Hollywood stars, says Ultra Instinct Shaggy meme is canon.
I love that. I absolutely love that he's like, no, that's canon. Yeah, for sure.
The Lord of the Rings, The Ring of Power's female dwarves will have beards, according to producer. So, if you want bearded ladies, there you go. I Am Groot trailer reveals the first look at the adorable Guardians of the Galaxy spinoff. So, yes, there's an animated Baby Groot series coming out on Disney Plus August 10th, starring Baby Groot. So, I'll probably watch that. I bet it'll be pretty decent. Marvel's What If Season 2 was announced for early 2023 and Season 3 was confirmed. I don't know if you watched any of What If. It was pretty decent. It was animated, but a lot of the MCU actors voiced their parts in it. Few people didn't, but a lot of them did. But it did like... Marvel What If was a comic series where they did like crazy stuff like what if... I'm trying to think of some of them. Like, what if? Oh, god damn it! It's a little late, so my brain's not working.
It's like for example, like what if Deadpool killed the entire Marvel universe?
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to think of like some of the actual stories.
Wolverine wasn't an X-Men.
Like, oh, come on. Of course, all that shows me is like, yeah, like what if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? What if the Hulk had the brain of Bruce Banner? What if Iron Man had been a traitor? What if the alien costume had possessed Spider-Man? What if the Avengers had never been? Stuff like that. So it basically takes wild one-off stories and tells them. And Marvel Zombies was a part of that, and that was part of season 1 of What If. That's a really fucking cool episode. If you've never seen the Marvel Zombies stuff, it's really fucking cool. You should check that out. So Spider-Man freshman year will arrive in 2024, which will be, for some reason, an animated series. It does not say if Tom Holland is voicing Spider-Man in it, but it will have Charlie Cox as Daredevil, which is kind of cool. I wish it wasn't animated, though. I'd rather it be live action.
While we're talking about Marvel.
Yeah.
I scrolled down a little bit, and Marvel's releasing Real Life Infinity Stone collection worth $25 million.
I saw that. That's fucking crazy.
It's 150 carats worth of stone. That's wild.
Oh, yeah. So this is cool as fuck. Anyone who loved the X-Men animated series from the 90s, X-Men 97 will premiere on Disney Plus in the fall of 2023. It will be picking up where the X-Men animated series left off in the 90s. The same animation style. I think they're using the same voice actors. I'm not 100% sure. But that's cool as fuck to me. Like, I'll definitely be checking that out. They're doing Marvel Zombies. I think it's going to be live action. But they have said it will be a hard R. And it's on Disney Plus, which is like a pretty big thing for Disney to be putting out a gory, like, proper zombie show.
Yeah. There used to be, back in the day, there was a movie that used to come on Disney Channel that Dish Network would rate as rated R for vampire violence.
Yeah.
And it was Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire.
Oh.
It's just funny that it's just like, it was an R-rated movie that would come on Disney.
So Tales of the Walking Dead got its first full trailer. I'm so over The Walking Dead. Like, dude, I stopped watching about halfway through it. It just got so fucking boring. Like, the show was like 22 or 24 episodes a season, something like that. It should have been 10. Like, because so many of those episodes, nothing fucking happened. Like, they could have made that show so much cheaper and so much better by just cutting some of the filler out. Yeah, like Dalton said, there's a Real Life Infinity Stone collection worth $25 million. Fucking insanity. I don't know why somebody would want to spend that much money on some colorful rocks, but hey, I'm not that guy.
Yeah. I was scrolling through, and it looks like Batman and Spawn are going to be crossing over in a comic again. That's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another Walking Dead spinoff starring Rick Grimes and Michonne. Street Fighter 6. Capcom reveals classic Street Fighter 2 alternate costumes, which look pretty fucking cool, if I do say so myself.
I think they showed a new Black Adam trailer.
Yeah, The Rock actually showed up on stage in like the full costume.
Oh hell yeah! I bet that looked awesome.
So there's an Avatar Studios now. Their first movie will focus on Aang. Basically it's Avatar: The Last Airbender. They have a studio. They're just going to make Last Airbender universe movies, but I guess more stuff. Keanu Reeves Berserker anime. So Keanu Reeves wrote a comic 2 years ago called Berserker, and he kind of starred in it. So they're turning it into an anime on Netflix. I think it'll be pretty cool because it's kind of John Wick-esque. I think that'd be a cool anime. I'll definitely check that out when it comes out.
Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah. Transformers Earthspark voice cast revealed. So I guess they're doing another Transformers animated thing. Blah, blah, blah. Dragon Ball Superhero. New details revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. So they showed the first 20 minutes of the movie. The film is set to focus on Gohan and Piccolo and his journey to become the most powerful being on Earth. More Dragon Ball. I'm sure that movie will be 37 hours long in one fight. Daniel Craig wants to be a guest star on Archer. I think that would be cool as fuck to have actual James Bond on Archer. I fucking love Archer. That show is so fucking funny.
Oh, yeah, dude. Lana! I fucking love Archer.
Some stuff about the Andor series, costumes. Shazam! Fury of the Gods gets its first full trailer. Extreme X-Men returns to Marvel Comics. Yep, The Rock showed up in full Black Adam costume during San Diego Comic-Con. He seemed like he'd be a cool guy.
Yeah, dude, he buys all his family members like new trucks and houses and shit. He's good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, here it is. I was looking for this earlier and I found it. They announced the show they're doing a new show on AMC for Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
And at first I was really excited, and then I saw it was going to be on AMC.
Yeah, so it's not going to be that great.
It'll probably be good, but it won't be amazing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Unless they go the FX route, like, so, you know, American Horror Story comes out on FX and it's censored, but when they put it onto streaming platforms and stuff, it's uncensored.
Yeah.
I only say that because there's a lot of, like, sexual nuance in Anne Rice books. I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's a lot of underlying sexual tones and things in the best things she writes about. And I don't know how well they're going to be able to carry that across on a normal TV station.
I will say AMC is pretty lenient about that kind of stuff. Like, they did Breaking Bad, and they are also
That's
known.
True.
Oh shit! What did I just do? Okay. And they're like Breaking Bad. They released unedited episodes on Netflix and stuff. So I know, like, the first episode, there's like a set of tits in it. Like, there's some unedited stuff that they put out, so they may be able to pull it off. Skipping some stuff because it's, I don't think, our fan base. Yeah, there's so much. If Dalton remembers, he'll put this link in the show notes and you can go through and, read everything.
Yeah. She-Hulk?
She-Hulk got a trailer. I fucking can't wait for that show. I love She-Hulk. Got the hiccups. I love She-Hulk. I think the show's going to be really well done. I can't wait to see it. But She-Hulk and the new Black Panther movie will conclude Phase 4 of the MCU, and Phase 5 has been revealed.
There's no Moon Knight and no Deadpool.
Yeah, yet. I'm sure there will be.
So, I saw Eric Bischoff tweet about this, saying that it might be gimmick infringement. Captain America New World Order is coming.
Yeah.
Captain America's joining the NWO.
So, an official Marvel Cinematic Universe Daredevil series will be a part of Phase 5 after Charlie Cox made his MCU debut in No Way Home. So they are doing a Daredevil Born Again series, supposedly. There's a Blade movie. Got its release date. She-Hulk. Yeah, they're bringing back Blade, which is a Marvel character. They have a release date for November 3rd of next year. The She-Hulk trailer, check that out. It looks pretty cool. Secret Invasion is coming to Disney Plus next spring. Blah, blah, blah. Marvel's Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is a fucking cool team. That's the Thunderbolts that I liked was Punisher, Venom, Daredevil, Red Hulk, Red Leader. I feel like they're Elektra. Elektra was in there. That'd be really fucking cool if they did something like that as a movie.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Captain America New World Order is coming in 2024. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania gets a first real look with Kang the Conqueror and MODOK. That'll be pretty fucking cool.
MODOK.
New trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I'll have to check that out later. Marvel's Echo and Loki Season 2, Ironheart and Agatha series all get narrowed release windows. MCU Phase 6 will begin with Fantastic Four, end with Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and Avengers Secret Wars. Why are they talking about Phase 6 shit when Phase 4 has not ended yet? Like that?
Because they book like AEW?
Yeah. Like, I get you're trying to get people hyped up, but like, stop talking about shit that's not going to happen for like 8 years. So Black Panther Wakanda Forever gets a first trailer and plot details. I haven't watched the trailer yet. I have to get caught up on all this stuff. But I think it's going to be pretty good. Namor the Submariner has been shown in it. Avengers Endgame directors are not directing the Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. I think that might be it for this list.
I believe so.
So yeah, some good stuff coming out of San Diego. So definitely check that link out if Dalton remembers to put it in there. And if not,
I'll try.
Chastise him on Discord.
It's in our chat, so when I scroll through to look through our chat, I'll see it.
Oh yes, I'm excited. Like I like the MCU. I know a lot of people like Francis Ford Coppola was like, it's ruining cinema. Fuck you, Francis Ford Coppola. Like everything doesn't have to be a cinematic masterpiece. Sometimes I want to see a giant lizard and a giant ape fight on a goddamn battleship. I don't need deeper plot. I don't need subtext. I want to see kaiju battling it out in the fucking Pacific.
More like Francis Ford Cucula, am I right? Yeah.
Yeah. But
So this next thing was just real quick, and it was just something I read, and I thought it was fucked up. So I don't know what concert it was. I didn't care enough to like remember that, right? But Kanye West was supposed to show up at this show, at this festival, and do a performance, and he pulled out, and he was replaced with Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
So Kid Cudi's on stage performing a song, and he gets hit in the face with a water bottle.
Jesus Christ.
And he takes the mic, and he basically tells them, like, look, I'm up here trying to perform for y'all. Like, don't fucking throw anything at me. I will walk off this goddamn stage, and you'll ruin the show for everybody.
Yep.
If you throw one more fucking thing, I am out of here. Don't fuck with me. Somebody whipped a bottle up there. He dropped the mic, walked off stage. And the whole thing was people were pissed off because Kanye wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right? Now, later on in that same show, some rapper was out there rapping. And who comes out to do a set with that rapper but Kanye West?
Yeah. Fuck people like that, man.
So like Kid Cudi got fucked over for no reason.
Yep.
Like it was just so fucked up.
Dude, I fucking hate celebrities who forget why they're rich and famous in the fucking first place. Like I was talking to my buddy about this morning. We were talking about some celebrity who's going to be at a local convention coming up. He was like, yeah, they charge like $120. It was I think it's the Ahsoka Tano, the voice actress for Ahsoka Tano in the Star Wars animated shows, charges like $100 or $120 for an autograph, right? I was like, that is fucking absurd. Like if I was say I get cast in a new Marvel movie and I'm, the fucking Eddie Munson, I'm flavor of the month, I'm the top of the tits. Dude, I'll sign shit like $25. Like, yeah, give me $25. Sign whatever you want me to sign. Like, because these motherfuckers who are begging me for an autograph are the reason I'm getting paid $10 million to be Kang the Conqueror or who the fuck ever else I get cast to be, Yeah. Like the Blob in the new X-Men movie. Like, I don't fucking understand being like, $100 autograph, here you go. No, I'm not shaking your hand. Like, I just don't fucking get it.
I mean, on one hand, it's like they can make that money, so that's why they do it. Yeah. But like on the other hand, it really sucks for the people who like don't have the money to go and meet those types of.
Now, dude, Martha Harms was at that show I went to in South Carolina. She was the voice of Officer Jenny in Pokemon. She's the voice of Maya in Borderlands. She was in Assassination Classroom. She's done a lot of pretty big work for like voice acting, anime, and stuff like that. She had Maya from Borderland pop figures on her table. Her price for a pop figure signed was $90. Like you get the pop figure, you get it signed, $90. If you got it personalized to yourself, I think it was only $60. And I'm like, I fucking appreciate that because she knows the motherfuckers who aren't getting it personalized is because they want to go sell it on eBay. That I'm fine with. If you're trying to make money off of it, whatever. It is what it is. But like, if you want it signed to you, cool. Make it cheaper. I might would even do that. Be like, I'll sign whatever you want to you, $20. If you just want it signed, $50, $60, whatever. But like my autograph would be fucking worthless because I'm gonna go to Walmart and sign autographs for whoever wants one. Like I'm gonna fucking sign. Like if you want my autograph, by all means, I'm gonna sign some shit for you. I told my buddy because he said he had a comic book store. He just has an online like comic and toy store now. I said, dude, I get famous. Fuck it. I'll come home every so often. I'll sign whatever the fuck you want me to sign for free. Like I'm not charging friends and family for that shit. Dalton's gonna have Jeremy Sanford signatures all over his fucking room because I'm just gonna send him all kinds of shit.
I've signed something for somebody once.
Nice.
When I went to go visit Ryan, I don't remember if it was on the way home. I think it was on the way back home. somebody stopped me in Charlotte Airport and recognized me from YouTube, and I was like,
Nice.
"You gotta be fucking kidding me!" And yeah, I signed this little thing that they had, and they were like, "This is just in case you ever get famous, man, because you're really good at guitar." And I was like, "Oh well, thank you." So yeah, but I didn't charge him. You know what I mean? Because I was like, "Who the fuck am I?"
Yep. That's one thing that it sounds fucked up and really vain. My dream in life is for people to want my autograph. Like, I want to be, like, it's vain as fuck. I know that. I don't care. I want to be famous. Rich, preferably, but definitely famous. Not so much infamous. Like, I don't want to be a fucking serial killer, or I don't want to be, that guy who fucked up and let a building get blown up or some shit. Like, I don't want to be that guy. But I just want to be like an actor or director or whatever, and people just be like, "Oh my God, are you really him? Oh, please sign this for me." I'm like, "Hell fucking yeah, bring it here." Like, yeah, whatever. Maybe I'll be a famous rapper or something. I don't know. Probably not, because I'm not very good at it.
I told her I'd grow up to be a famous rapper. She met Violent J. I couldn't believe it when he slapped her. Sorry. So, inform me about this NFT nightmare, my good sir.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, GameStop has started an NFT marketplace. They're not making NFTs. They have basically like OpenSea. It's a place where you can go make NFTs and sell them to other people. I'm sure GameStop gets a cut somewhere. But apparently they're not policing it very well, because I did hear stories of a lot of pirated games being attached to NFTs and sold through their marketplace. But the particularly heinous thing that happened was, and you can look this up, someone on there, I don't know if you remember 9/11. Some of you are probably too young to remember it.
I remember it vividly.
There was one guy somebody like caught on camera. He jumped out of one of the very, very high floor windows and basically committed suicide so he wouldn't be crushed under the building. Someone took a screen grab of that video of this guy falling to his death, minted it as an NFT, and put it on the GameStop marketplace for sale. Like, I'm going to send this to you right now, Dalton, if I still have it. Like, how fucking tasteless is that shit? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Let's see. They called it the Falling Man NFT. Like, I mean, it's even hard to look at, because you got to think, like, this is a person who died shortly after this happened. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, it's probably not illegal, but I feel like it should be. Like, that person should have to go to a courtroom and explain their actions.
Yeah. That's brutal.
Yeah. Like, that's fucking disgusting.
Now, even if that, because I can't zoom in on the picture, but even if that's like a drawing recreating the picture that somebody had gotten, like, even still, it's fucked up.
No, like,
no reason for it.
Yeah, it's basically, from what it looks like it's an animation of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's fucked up. Why would you do that?
No, like, that's so fucked up.
That's disrespectful. It is very disrespectful.
Yeah, so fuck that person. I hope they get herpes in their asshole. But yeah, that's just, I wanted to bring that up because that's bullshit. So you had an idea for a topic of favorite TV show theme songs. So yeah. What's something you had in mind there, Dalton?
So one of the first ones that comes to my head is the Sopranos theme.
Yeah. Woke up this morning.
Got yourself a gun. Mama always said you'd be the chosen one. Yeah, it's so good. And then like Seinfeld, Everybody Loves Raymond, or not Everybody Loves Raymond, excuse me. Friends. Yeah. You know, that's the iconic TV show theme song. So one of mine, I'll see if you pick it up. The Sanford and Son theme song. Oh no, I wouldn't have got there. I was thinking that like the 70s, where it's like Sanford and Son's great. The Jeffersons, Three's Company. Yeah, Three's Company. Oh, Jefferson's great. There's an obscure one. I love this show, but a lot of people have never heard of it. It's called Mission Hill. It was an animated series, but they actually used. Have you ever heard Italian Leather Sofa by Cake? I don't think so. I have to send it to you. It's really good. They use a clip, like a instrumental clip from that as their theme song. God, I fucking love that song. Like when I hear it, every time I hear it, I'm just like, Mission Hill. Yeah, I love that. I really like the Trailer Park Boys theme because it's so public access music. Oh yeah.
Yep, that's a really
Something
good
you'd
one.
hear on an elevator.
Yep. Dude,
It's
sent you, speaking of it, I sent you the video of the... So anime is weird for anyone who doesn't watch it. They change their intro and outro music, like usually about halfway through every season, they change it. So halfway through the first season of Fire Force, which I've been watching, I think Adam said he watched it. It was pretty good. If I'm getting that wrong, sorry. It is really good. I'm actually really enjoying it. But halfway through the season, they changed the intro song to Mayday. I forget the band, but the song's called Mayday, and I sent it to you, and it's just a fucking bitchin' ass heavy metal song. Like, it's really fucking good. I like it. It'd be be so much better if metal musicians knew how to play their instruments. Just imagine what that song could be.
It had some cool guitar riffs in it.
Maybe Japanese metal musicians know how to play their instruments. Maybe that's why it's so good.
Why does that make sense?
Because Japanese people are better at literally everything than we are. Literally everything, except having big penises. Apparently, they're not very good at that.
Dude, I saw a joke. It was a stand-up comedian. He's an Asian guy. I wish I could remember his name. But he was saying that he had sex with this girl, and afterwards, she was like, that, what they say, it's not true about you. And he went, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you realize you're insulting all of my entire race of people? But thank you. I'm trying to think of some other... Oh, like, I love Family Guy. The intro to Family Guy. It's like South Park.
Primus, yeah.
Primus doing South Park, yeah.
I love that Family Guy is a spoof of the... what the fuck is that show? Somebody listening is yelling it at me right now.
Was it All in the
Family? Yeah. It's a spoof of their intro, which that show... Good show.
Would not hold up.
Could not air today. Like, there's a reason that show doesn't play on TV anymore. Because it's fucking racism in there. It's misogyny. It's bad.
Yeah. I remember, like, watching that, and he'd be like, eat it to colors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
But, like, that show was also progressive, like, where it was always, like, Michael and his, I guess, their daughter or whatever was always, like, trying to show him the light.
Yeah.
Like, quit being a crotchety old white man.
Yep. Meathead.
Old meathead.
Yeah. What else? There's something that we're forgetting that somebody's yelling at us right now, and I can't think of it. Breaking Bad. I actually like the theme to Breaking Bad. Pretty good.
Yeah, dude, that was good. I agree. Oh man, dude, there's a theme song that sparked this entire thought in my head, and it was just in my head, and now it's gone again, and it's like, fuck. What was it? It's gone. Don't remember.
King of the Hill. I've been watching a lot of that. Their intro music's pretty good. Although I don't know why it happens with a lot of shit. Bob's Burgers is another one. Really good intro song. Those two shows I know specifically, but there's a lot more. Their intro music is like double the level of the actual show. It's like you turn the volume up on the TV watching the show, and then the next episode airs, and you're like, God damn it, my ears. I don't know why they do that. Bob's Burgers especially is bad. Like, King of the Hill is really bad about it too. Like, it's so much louder than the actual audio level of the show.
I remember what it was.
Which one?
Married with Children.
Oh, yeah.
Frank Sinatra.
Love and Marriage.
Yeah. So my dad always shakes his head at me because you know that song where he says, try to separate them. Yep. It's an illusion. And he says, try, and they will only come. And I always go, and it will feel good, love and nice. And my dad just shakes his head every time. Yeah, man. I don't know. I like some TV shows.
I got one for you.
Catchy.
Workaholics had that little ditty, like
gotta
like,
be fresh.
Yeah. Gotta be fresh. That was always stuck out to. Malcolm in the Middle. Their fucking theme song was great.
Yeah.
They Might Be Giants, I think, did their theme song. Who else? That's a pretty good list, I think. Like, man, shout out to TV theme songs. Like, some good shit out there.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my goodness. So I have my phone always sitting next to me so I can watch the time while we're going to see how long we've been going.
Yeah.
I just got a message from my bud, man. He's like, I'll trade you some if you got any food because I'm starving right now. And let me tell you, he's not hurting for money or anything. He's lazy until he's sitting on his couch. And he's probably got the munchies, and he's like, you should bring me some food.
Text him back and be like, I got a dick if you want to eat that.
No, I told him, I said, I'm recording right now, man. I said, but if you're going when I'm done, I was like, or if you need it now, I was like, I might be able to take a break and run them over to you. But
so we're professionals. We don't take breaks.
He hasn't written me back, so I'm not worried about it.
Uber Eats that shit.
Hey, but I don't get pot that way. So,
they start Uber eating pots.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome. So song of the week, I changed mine.
Okay.
It was Glory Hammer, but we'll talk about Glory Hammer later on.
Yeah, I'll be shaking Glory Hammer later on.
Go ahead and do yours.
So mine is a song called True Love by Tobias Jesso Jr. I sent it to Dalton. He had some things to say about it. It's a beautiful, like, mostly piano song. Like, I don't know instrument shit. I don't know music like that. So Dalton can say, was it he just playing piano through it, or were there other instruments in it? I think it was mostly piano.
I think it's pretty much just piano, yeah.
But, like, really good song about, like, a couple that, you know, like, it starts out with, how's it start? Fuck. My brain is just fucking hazy tonight. But it's like, he don't know nothing new. It's not that
I can't help. I only listened to it
yeah.
once.
Oh, fuck. All right, I gotta look lyrics up now. Fuck me. I've listened to this song 1,000 times. He's uptight. He don't own nothing new, but he ain't cheap. He just can't afford to. But she don't mind. He's her everything, anything for you. So it's basically a song about a couple that like she quit school because she wasn't enjoying it. He doesn't have a lot of money, but like they love each other for who they are. Like, it's just a really beautiful song. I think I really like listening to it. I think I first heard it on Letterkenny or Shoresy, or it may have been on Peacemaker on HBO. I don't remember. It was on a TV show I was watching. I Shazammed it because I was like, oh, I like that song. So I Shazammed it and like put it on my Spotify, and like I fucking love it. I just listen to it probably once a day when I'm in the shower or something. I'll put it on. So what about you? What's your late call audible?
So it's a song that I sent to you, and I've been listening to this a lot these past few days. It's so catchy. Okay, it's by a band called War Kings. The song's called Gladiator.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a fun ass song. It again is like power metal, fantasy metal, like I've been into recently. But I want you to listen to it because the chorus, he goes, "I am Gladiator."
Oh my god, the weirdest shit just happened. I don't want to interrupt you, so I'll let you finish.
Was it King of the Burning Sands? Something like that. But like it's the same cadence as like Go Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I hear both of them in my head all the time. Did Discord cut me out when I did that?
I don't think so. I think it did. It played most of it.
Okay, I was gonna say second. Well, I was asking if that was the weird thing because I know sometimes Discord will just cut if something's too loud.
No, it's much weirder than that. So, as we men do, had a little bit of a ball itch, right? So I'm wearing basketball shorts. I'm like, reach up in there, go to scratch my underwear, feel some fucking sack meat. Apparently, there's a tiny hole in my underwear, and part of my sack just pooped right out of it. So there's like this little fucking sack nugget just hanging out of my underwear. It's fucking weird. So yeah, that's something that happens sometimes, ladies. If you don't have a sack, maybe ladies, do your lips sometimes just poke out of holes in your underwear, or are you classy and you don't wear underwear with holes in them? I'm not. I wear underwear with holes in them sometimes. I got fucking Dalton can probably agree. I got some fucking thunder thighs. They fucking rub together, create some friction, and they will fuck up a pair of fucking boxer briefs. So yeah, they'll get some holes in them. I don't realize it. Apparently my fucking man meat will just like poke out. And yeah, that was really jarring when I went to rub like what I thought was cotton, and I got some hairy fucking man meat hanging out.
Hairy man meat.
Yes.
That is just such a...
I almost just tilted the camera down and just had it pulled out for Dalton to see without telling him.
Thank you.
I feel like it would have been a lot funnier to just see Dalton's reaction of like, what the fuck is that? That's my ball sack, mostly behind a cotton curtain.
Oh, speaking of seeing, I have had people inquire us about putting video versions or something up on YouTube, and I was like, we'll talk about it.
You know what I think would be better? We could make a video podcast Patreon tier.
Ooh.
I think that's a better idea. They want to see us. You want to see my ball meat? You got to pay for that. Dalton can see it for free, but y'all got to pay.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like I can feel it now.
Dude, right. Yeah, like I've had that happen. If you pull it away, it usually helps. Like even like the pull forward and away. So the first.
There we go.
Let's see what we got.
Dalton's not looking at his screen because I was standing up.
No, I wasn't looking at the screen before you stood up, but I was like trying to read the questions, and I'm like, oh yeah, he sent me.
Yeah, the tiny version. Okay, so some community questions here.
The first one from Adam. Name a game that you bought that you thought looked cool, but you couldn't get into when you started playing it.
So
I got one immediately.
This one's kind of obvious probably, but Anthem. Anthem looked really fucking cool, but like it just, I couldn't really get into it.
I got 3 games.
All right.
First one, no surprise to anybody who listens to the Steam Machine, Blair Witch. Second one, no surprise to anybody who listens to the Steam Machine, Plague Tale. Like, really liked the story, didn't like the gameplay. Now, the third one, the one that I was really disappointed in the fact that I didn't like, was Astral Chain for Switch.
Oh, yeah. I knew I wouldn't like that when I saw the trailers for it.
It looked fun as fuck to me, but in execution, I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I'm kind of peeking at my stack of games over here in the corner, seeing if I can spot anything else. It is shocking how many games are over here that I've never played. Basically, my ex went through the shelves at the store and just like grabbed a bunch of random shit. It's like, I want to try this, I want to try this, I want to try, and then of course never played any of it. So now it's just sort of sitting over there. What else? I'll tell you one that disappointed me was Maneater. I really wanted to get into that, the Shark RPG. I really wanted to get into that, but it's just like the fucking difficulty wall in it is just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I got that free from Epic, but I haven't played it.
I don't know. It's cool, but like I said, just the difficulty was way too high. Is there anything else? I don't see anything over there. Yeah, I don't know. I think those would be my 2.
Okay. Well, then up next we got from Jeff. Where would you love to visit more, Deadwood or Tombstone?
So, I've watched the Tombstone movie. It was a long-ass time ago, so I don't remember a lot about it. I've never watched Deadwood. So, I'm going to call an audible here. I want to visit Westworld.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Westworld would be cool as fuck. Me and my buddy Bill talked about, like, if we went to Westworld, we would just immediately start killing every fucking body. Just, like, come in fucking guns blazing and just shooting people in the face and shit. Like, we have a lot of pent-up rage we need to get out.
I was thinking about this, too, because I've only seen bits of Tombstone, and I've seen bits of Deadwood. Like,
yeah.
And I'm sure Jeff is like, the fuck is wrong with you guys? But, so I'm going to go with, I think it's called Desolation. Was that the name of the place? It's the town it's a Stephen King book. It's an old western town that there's like a mine that there's some demon inside of it. I think it's called Desperation. That's what it's called. So I'll choose that.
Sweet. Sorry, Jeff.
What we're saying is fuck your question, Jeff.
Fuck your question, Jeff.
We love you, buddy. So some questions from Kana. Fishing preference. Freshwater, fishwater.
Yeah,
Freshwater or...
I prefer to fish in fishwater.
Yeah, fishwater works. Freshwater or ocean fishing?
I'm not a huge fisherman. I don't like touching fish. So I don't like touching worms or bugs or anything. So like I don't bait hooks. I don't like taking fish off hooks. I will go, but like basically gonna be your kind of hot girlfriend. So like you're just gonna have to do everything for me. But I will like throw the line out and reel the fish in. You got to do everything else. But I will say I've done pier fishing. I haven't done like actual on a boat ocean fishing. I don't like pier fishing because the current fucks with the weight and stuff. So I never know when like I'm actually getting a bite and it's just a current. So I would probably say freshwater over sea, although the ocean has way cooler fish in it. So
yeah.
I really want to catch a like a marlin or some shit. I think that'd be really cool. But you're talking about like several hours of fighting it, and then like it snaps a line, and you debate like, do I just dive in after it and just like we just fucking throw hands for a little while?
Throw fins, dog. I have done more fishing in the ocean than I have in the lakes, even though I live like there are a ton of lakes around me. I prefer the taste of fish that come out of the ocean to lake fish and things like that. So I'm gonna go sea fishing.
Okay.
Plus, I used to do that with my grandparents, so like I have a nostalgia for sea fishing.
Oh yeah.
Were you a Nintendo kid or a Sega kid?
So I started out with an NES when I was like 4. I think I got it for Christmas. And then I went to Genesis. So I was a Sega kid. Then went back to Nintendo. My uncle gave us a Nintendo 64 for Christmas. And so I was back to Nintendo. I got a GameCube because my brother wanted in like a, the school would do like those like award ceremony raffle things and shit. My brother won a GameCube, but he didn't play video games, so he just gave it to me.
Score?
Yeah. So, but then like by then I had a GameCube and I got an Xbox, and then like I went Xbox from then on. So a mix. I was back and forth a little bit between the two. What about you?
Pretty much the exact same. I was a PlayStation kid once I got old enough to appreciate the games. But like growing up, I had an NES and I had a Sega Master System. So like I would play Mario on the NES and I would play like Phantasy Star and Choplifter and Afterburner on the Master System and Double Dragon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't until later on that I started getting more games from Nintendo and checking them out. I did really enjoy Stanley and the Search for Dr. Livingston on the NES, which I've been trying to convince Nate to stream.
Yeah.
I do not think that he'll like it, but like I just want to see somebody play that game, especially since do you remember when Factory Sealed was doing their like live stream on Facebook or something, and they were like letting people recommend games? So I asked for that game, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and they played it while I was in the bathroom, and apparently Eric was like, "This game is hot toilet," and then just turned it off.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't doubt that it is, but like that's just a game that I played a lot when I was a kid.
Oh, there's a game. It's a homebrew, but I really want to play it on NES. I think Nate might would like it too. It's called I think it's called Black Box Adventure, and it's like I think it's like an RPG where you have to wander around and try to collect all the black box games. Like go around town talking to people and stuff and trying to get all the black box NES games. But the cool part is once you get the games, you have an NES at your home, you can actually play those games within this game once you collect them. So like I thought that was really cool. And the guy did some physical copies of it. I think they long sold out, but he still sells the ROM. But like I am the poor, so yeah, I can't afford to buy retro games. I'm more than likely going to play for 5 minutes and then never play again.
I feel you, man. If you could live anywhere, where would it be from Kana?
I could live anywhere. Money's not an option, or we're rich or whatever. Probably Monaco, Spain, the UK. Those would probably be my top picks. Like Australia's cool, but man, Adam, y'all got some motherfucking man-eating animals and shit down there. Like,
yeah,
dude, I had a dream once. I have a friend named Christy. I've known her since I was like 14, 15 years old. Like, they're from Perth. They still live in that area. She's married now with like 3 or 4 kids, I think. I had a dream one night that I went to visit them. And like, but it was weird because like it was Australia, but like all the animals and trees and shit were like some shit from fucking Avatar or something. Like it was very like high sci-fi shit. Like,
yeah,
it's like, why the fuck did my brain think that Australia was fucking Pandora? Like, it's like I'm at their house talking to them, but there's like weird fucking like blue trees and shit. And there's like alien fucking creatures walking by and stuff. And it's like, I don't know why the fuck my brain went there. But yeah.
Brain's like in No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Apparently my brain thinks Australia is in the solar system somewhere.
I think based on the music that I've been listening to for like all my life, I'd say like a good 75% of the music that I really, really, really like comes out of like Finland and Switzerland.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say like probably somewhere in that area of the world.
That'd be pretty cool. It'd be cold as fuck, but... You got
Yeah,
some.
I'm cool
You got
with it.
some insulation.
I do. I have plenty of it. I don't know what well drinks are, but if you had a bar, what would your well drinks be?
So well drinks are like the cheap shit that you keep in the well. You know, you've got the top shelf shit, you've got the mid shelf shit, you've got the lower shelf shit. Well is like aristocrat vodka, shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Like
Pinnacle.
yeah, Pinnacle, shit like that. So yeah, I'm a vodka drinker, so I'd probably say like aristocrat. I'm not a huge fan of Pinnacle. I worked for Pinnacle, and their bottles were a pain in my fucking dick. So fuck them. Probably like Pinnacle. Or not Pinnacle. Aristocrat, because I feel like well drinks are supposed to be like $3-4 shots. Like they're supposed to hurt when you drink them. So yeah, I'm trying to think of some more like cheap fucking brands.
I don't know if it costs cheap, but it tastes cheap. So Kraken rum.
Kraken is not cheap. No, Kraken would be like mid shelf probably.
That shit is nasty as fuck. Spiced rum got ruined for me because I drank so much Sailor Jerry's.
Oh yeah, I can't do brown liquor. Like I don't like the taste of it. Oh, Burnett's vodka, that'd be a well drink.
Skull vodka, $9 a handle.
Yeah,
that shit'll get. I have had some of the worst hangovers ever off that. Aristocrat's
worse. What else? I'm not a huge fan of Absolute. Like, just not a big fan of it. Honestly, to me, cheaper vodka tastes better. Like, I don't know, like Grey Goose and Aristocrat. Like, I'd almost rather drink Aristocrat. It sounds fucked up, but like, I don't know.
Here's the thing. I like my vodka to taste like fucking nothing.
Yeah.
So like, I really like ice cold Polar Ice or 3 Olives.
Yeah.
You can't taste it. It's just like a water that burns your throat.
Oh yeah. So yeah, since I don't know shit about liquor, I'm just gonna say Aristocrat vodka, and if you don't want vodka, go somewhere else.
Yeah, and I'll say cans of Steel Reserve.
Yeah. Steel Reserve will put hair on your fucking balls.
Yeah, we used to call them chuggers.
Yeah.
Because when you cracked it, you just chugged that motherfucker. You didn't want to taste it.
Yep.
All right, this one's from Willie, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you so you know, because he had to correct me on this like 3 times before I finally printed it in my brain. It's IE, not Y.
Okay. Willie, you're going to have a Y.
Willie with a Y.
Yeah.
What is your favorite super annoying 90s song? Tell us about your love for the tell us about your secret love for the Macarena or Little Miss Can't Be Wrong.
Super annoying 90s songs would be Oops, I Did It Again, Barbie Girl, what else? Pretty much anything from like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. I'll dance to that shit and everything. I do not care.
I'm going to play off one of the bands that he mentioned. The band that did Little Miss Can't Be Wrong was Spin Doctors.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pick another one of their famous songs, Two Princes.
Two Princes is a good song.
Yeah, but it's definitely one of those cheesy, annoying 90s songs.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go with Two Princes.
Was the Proclaimers the 90s? I would walk 500
that's
miles.
80s.
I thought so.
That's 80s. God, I love 80s music, though.
What's the Talking Heads song? Is that 90s?
I think Talking Heads would be 80s as well.
Let's see. I'ma find out if my fucking
You're in the
Spotify
wrong decade, man.
I don't know. It's all a blur.
It's like that Austin Powers movie, and she's like, I want to see the 80s. He's like, oh, you don't miss much, a gas shortage and a flock of seagulls. That's about it.
Yeah. Annoying 90s songs. Mbop by Hanson. I can rock out to that one. The most annoying 90s song that's catchy as fuck. Well, don't tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart. I just don't think you'd understand.
That song was not catchy. You are full of shit. That song's awful.
I grew up in the country South. Like,
so did I.
Florida's not country.
But
Florida's
you
weird.
haven't seen my area of Florida.
No, come to North Carolina. We'll have a fucking hillbilly off. What else? Mambo number 5.
That song's all right.
Ice Ice Baby.
All right,
I can do the first.
Collaborate and listen.
I can do the first verse of Ice Ice Baby pretty decently. Jonathan loves Who Let the Dogs Out. That one always was a little too annoying for me.
I think that's 2000.
Maybe.
I might be wrong.
Let's see. It's listed in the 90s.
That might have been 99 then.
Yeah. Thong Song by Cisco. I love that fucking song. That song is so fucking good. Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Love Chumbawamba. Jump Around by House of Pain. Jump.
But see, I don't find that song annoying, though. That song's pretty good.
That's pretty good. All right. I think that's pretty good. I'd say Barbie Girl is probably my top annoying 90s song that I love.
That's fair. I used to have a German version of that, and it was hilarious.
Nice.
If you were to open a restaurant, what kind of food would you specialize in from Kana? And that's easy for me, cheeseburgers.
So this is something I've actually talked about doing, and I may do it one day. I want to open a grilled cheese food truck. But like the cheap ass white bread, fucking cheap ass American cheese, and some butter. No options. Sandwiches are like $1 a piece. You got there's no adding bacon. There's no doing this, doing that. You get the sandwich you get. I don't have change. If all you have is a $5 bill, you're getting 5 grilled cheese sandwiches. Like, yeah, I've always thought about doing that, and I kind of just want to do it.
There was a Chick-fil-A truck that came to the park here recently, the food truck, and they didn't accept cash, and I thought that was really weird.
Yeah. I
was like, what do you mean you only accept plastic? That's odd.
I have this plastic bag. Can I get some nuggets?
Jeff, what is your favorite reality show?
For me, probably Drive to Survive, which is the F1 reality show on Netflix. But other than that, I don't watch a ton of reality TV. Like, I like shit that's well written. Like, reality shows are written, but they're usually poorly written. Trying to think of any. Russ Masters was pretty good on Netflix. It was like what was the count? You remember Counting Cars on History Channel or whatever, where the dude that like bought old muscle cars and like restored them and sold them. Basically, it's the Canadian version of that. Some Canadian guys have like a fucking yard full of old classic cars, and they like bring them up and restore them, and we got to get it done because we got to pay the bills and all the forced drama. There's another Canadian show. The fuck is it called? It's about a demolition crew, and they have this fucking character who like goes in these demolition sites and basically find stuff that they can sell for profit. Oh, what the fuck is the name of that show? Go ahead and name yours and I'll look it up.
I was going to say, I only have 2 because I'm not a huge fan of reality TV. So I really enjoyed on the, you can probably watch it on Peacock now because it was on the WWE network, which is now part of Peacock. It was called Legends House.
Yeah.
Where they just put a bunch of old wrestling legends into a house and then did like real world style stuff with them. It was freaking hilarious. Nice. And then Comic Book Men, the Kevin Smith thing that would come on after Walking Dead.
Comic Book Men was pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. If you like Comic Book Men, check out the podcast Tell 'Em Steve Dave, because that's Brian and Walt from that show, and then Brian Quinn from Impractical Jokers. It's a great show.
So the show I was talking about is called Salvage Kings. It's basically a demolition team that they get contracted to demo these buildings. They send this guy in and he looks for like antique shit, stuff that's in there they could sell. Like, and he finds say they'll have really good wood beams in the ceiling or something, and he'll be like, we need to save those. We can sell those for X amount of a foot, blah, blah, blah. And like he basically pulls shit out of the buildings that are worth money so that they can do the job for as low a cost as possible so that they get the contracts and all that stuff. So it's a pretty good show. It's decent. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of reality TV, but it's not bad.
All right. Another question from Jeff. Jeff and Kana coming strong this week. Jeff, your favorite Tarantino movie out of these 3? Reservoir Dogs, From Dusk Till Dawn, The Hateful Eight. It's easy for me, but
easy for me too. The Hateful Eight. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah. And
amazing.
Mine is Reservoir Dogs. Classic.
Have you
classic?
Have you seen Hateful Eight?
No, that's the one of those 3 I haven't seen.
It's fucking great. It's Samuel L. Jackson and I forget who else, but it's a Western, and it's basically like he found some fucking chick that had a bounty on her or something. He's like goes to take her in, and like her people come to like fight and get her back or something. Like it's classic Tarantino. It's so fucking good though. It's definitely worth a watch. They put an extended version out. I haven't watched that. Basically, they extended it so long they cut it into like 2 or 3 parts. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can't find that somewhere. Kana, favorite cartoon from your childhood?
For me,
again, this is an easy one for me, but go ahead.
Probably Rugrats. Like that's the one I love.
Me too.
I loved Rugrats growing up.
Yes, bitch. Rugrats is the shit. Good.
And now I love that era of Nickelodeon, like Angry Beavers, Rocket Power,
Wild
Thornberries, like all that shit's great. Doug, like it's all. Yeah. But like if I had to pick one, it would be Rugrats.
Absolutely. I have a box with a bunch of those orange VHS tapes.
Nice.
Of the Rugrats tapes.
Nice.
Man, that's good shit. Yeah, we agree on something. Hey. This question's more for you, although I do have an answer. What would you rather have? Corvette, Viper, GT from Jeff.
Of those three, the GT is probably the better car, but I have to go Viper based solely on the fact that it was like that car is what made me fall in love with cars. I remember going to the Food Line down the street from my house and parked way in the back of the lot. There was a fucking brand new Dodge Viper. And I asked my mom, I'm like, can I just stand in the parking lot and stare at this car? And she was like, absolutely not. Of course not. Like, I'm a fucking kid. That's dumb. But like, I just wanted to stand in the car. And like, that car was just so fucking beautiful to me that I just wanted one so bad. I've driven 2 of them. They are fucking scary to drive. Like, I drove a red 2004 or 2005 SRT10 convertible. Fucking dealership handed me the keys, was like, take it for a test drive. I was like, holy shit. Okay. So
right.
I stop at a red light on the highway. Speed limit on this highway is 45. So light turns green. I'm like, I got to be careful. I'm in a bright red V10 powered muscle car. So give a little bit of gas, let off the brake, rev it to about 4,500, 5,000 RPMs, shift into second, look down, I'm going 65 miles an hour. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's as close as you can get to sitting on an engine and transmission and just riding it down the street. Like, doesn't have any fucking, like, creature comfort shit in it. Like, it's race car all the way. Funny part, I drove 2 of them. Sitting at a red light, I noticed, like, I'm sitting there, my hands on the wheel, and they start doing this. I'm like, what the hell? And then by the time the light turns green, the whole car is just rocking back and forth. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, something's wrong with this car. So I'm like, okay, so I take that one back. Months later, I'm at another dealership. I look at an original model, which is like the Hulk Hogan style one, like the fucking really cartoony looking one.
Yeah.
Dude's like, you want to test drive it? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to test drive it. Gives me the keys. I start her ass up. It's funny because I started it up. It was cold outside. Started it up and got out of the car. And the guy's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm going to let it warm up a little bit. He's like, dude, I respect that. He's like, because you have no idea how many guys come here and we give them the keys. They jump in it, fire it up, and start rah, rah, and just revving the engine. I'm like, you can't do that. Like, the engine's cold. You need to let it warm up. He's like, exactly. He's like, at least I know you know cars. He's like, go ahead, take it for a couple hours, come back. I'm like, fuck yeah. So, like, same thing. Pull up to a red light. You're sitting there perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, like I said, my hands start doing just a little shimmy. And then before I know it, like, the whole car is just fucking rocking back and forth, like, violently. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I take it back. I'm like, dude, let me ask you a question. I'm like, I've driven 2 Vipers now. Both of them, when you sit for an extended amount of time, the car just starts rocking back and forth. Apparently, the engine made so much power and torque that they couldn't come up with sufficient motor mount, like, absorption material. So, like, literally, as it sits, basically the motor mount, like, rubber loses the battle against the engine, and the engine just starts shaking the fucking car. Like, dude, it's so fucking cool of a car. Like, that red SRT10 ruined cars for me. Because, like, everything I drive now, I'm just like, it's not a Viper. It doesn't have that raw, scary fucking power. Like, shortly after I drove that red Viper, I drove it was like 6-month-old Corvette with a manual transmission with a fucking supercharger installed on it, and hit the highway right up to like 80. The guy was like, oh, that's pretty powerful, right? I was like, yeah, I guess. And he was like, what? I was like, I drove a Viper like a week ago. I was like, it's like going from fucking a stripper to fucking anybody else. Like it's just not as wild and crazy. So yeah,
I think my answer would just be GT. I like the way they look.
Oh,
that's all I have to say about it. Like
the GTs, like I said, of those three, the GT is the best car. But that Viper just fucking hooked me as a kid, and like if I ever have the money, I will own a Viper at some point in my life.
I feel that way about Cobras. Like I really like the Cobra.
Yeah. The Cobra is too fucking small though.
Well, most cars are too small for me, unfortunately.
But I'm saying
like,
the Cobra, like I can't drive a Cobra. I'm too tall. Oh, did I ever tell you the story about when I finally got the keys to a Ferrari convertible?
I believe so. I believe that was on one of our first episodes because you said you sat in it and your head was like
my head was like sticking out above the windshield, and I was like, wah, wah. It broke my fucking heart, man.
Wah, wah, wah.
But hardtops have more headroom, so just can't have a convertible Ferrari. Or I have to be rich enough like Shaq where I can buy a convertible and have it custom built to fit me. Shaq did that. He bought a convertible Ferrari and actually had it modified where he could drive it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's because he's got fuck you money.
Oh, Shaq has all the fuck you money.
I don't have an answer for this next question. Favorite Fallout radio song. So I don't listen to the radio when I play Fallout.
I don't either, but I have a Fallout song that I like. It's the Atom Bomb Baby song. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. You'll have to look it up. There was actually, it's like a sort of a catchy like 50s tune. Some chick singing about her Atom Bomb Baby. What made me like the song, though, I'll have to see if I can find the video. A guy had done the mod in Fallout 4, where he's playing on PC. He had a mod where the mini nuke launcher, the asset for the mini nuke was swapped with the asset for Baby Sean. So, you see Baby Sean in like the crib at the beginning. So basically he runs up and he's like, Sean, I've been looking everywhere for you. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're safe. And like picking the baby up. And then all of a sudden the baby like gets loaded in the mini nuke launcher. And he's like, oh God, what's happening? He like shoots the baby across the map. And then you see it explode in like a mushroom cloud. Jesus and they start playing the Atom Bomb Baby song. And like, oh my God, dude. I was just like, that is fucking perfect.
That's tremendous.
Like, oh, it was so goddamn funny. I'll have to see if I can find it. I haven't seen that video in forever, but if I can find it, I'll send it to you.
All right, Kana, big spoon or little spoon? I like big spoon.
So, I'm 6'4", 250, so naturally I'm usually the big spoon. But I will say, it is nice to be held sometimes.
Yeah. Like,
it is nice. So, I'm versatile. Mostly big spoon, but I will take the little spoon every now and then.
Another question from Kana. Actually, the next few are from Kana. Favorite B movie?
So I was trying to think of something. Like as far as like a B movie, the only thing I can really think of is a movie called The Breaks. It's fucking hilarious, but like nobody's ever heard of it. But it has the dude who played Eddie Winslow in Family Matters. He's in it. Like, it's fucking funny, though. It's about a white dude who, like, lives with a black family, and basically he's a fucking delinquent. And his mom comes home from church, and he's, like, fucking some chick in his bedroom. She, like, kicks him out of the house. She's like, you ain't coming back in this house unless you bring some milk home. And the whole thing's like he's trying to get milk, and, like, all this fucked up shit happens to him. Oh, it's a funny-ass movie, but, yeah. I guess that'd be my answer.
Mine would be Cube to Hypercube. It's just so bonkers, and you could tell they made it on a limited budget, but it's so fucking fun. Like each room in the Hypercube is a different type of dimension reality type thing. So like nice. These two people, there's this scene where these two people are in there and they start making out, and they're like having this really passionate scene, and then like somebody else opens the door to that room and looks in there, and they're just skeletons floating, holding each other because time sped up in that place. Like it's fucking wild. It's a good movie.
Sweet.
Not counting Elder Scrolls games, what game series have you spent the most time with? I'm going to disqualify 2 games from this because they would be my answers, but they just did World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14. I'm going to disqualify those.
See, my thing would be like, as far as spending like time in the games, like I've spent a shitload of time on Farming Simulator, but I've only been playing that for 7 or 8 years. Whereas like I would say as far as a series of games, So are we talking about like how much time have you spent on this particular franchise, or are we talking about how much time you spend in each individual game within the franchise? Because like I've been playing Mario since I was 4. So like I've probably got a shitload of hours in Mario games, but I don't play any particular Mario game for 100 hours. Whereas like I put well over 100 hours into every Forza Horizon game, into Farming Simulator.
I think that's more what she's getting at, because she's discounting Elder Scrolls, because I've put almost 1,000 hours into Skyrim just on PC.
Yeah.
And 400 hours into Oblivion just on PC.
Yeah.
So I would assume that.
So yeah, I would say time per game would probably be like Farming Simulator, Forza Horizon, I would say. Just because I play them for hours and hours on end.
I think mine would be either Final Fantasy as a whole, or probably like Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Like I loved the Tomb Raider games growing up, so I played them over and over and over.
I would also say I put a lot of time into Cyberpunk. I put a lot of time into Red Dead Redemption 2.
Grand Theft Auto is another series.
Pokemon. I put a shitload of time into Pokemon games.
Thousands of hours into Pokemon.
Yeah. If you take Pokemon from like the beginning to now, I've put God knows how many hours into those games.
Like a year worth of my life.
And my friend Ostara is a Pokemaniac. She shiny hunts. So like she spent a year trying to get one shiny legendary Pokemon. So yeah, those games can take up some fucking time.
Okay. Cigars, cigarettes, or pipes from Kana?
Cigars.
Yeah, 100%.
Playing golf, playing cards, hanging out with the guys. Used to do like, when I was in my 20s, I'd go to the strip club and they sold cigars there. So I would like buy like a $20 cigar while I was there and sit back and smoke it. Of course, you can't smoke indoors here anymore, so they stopped doing that. And I'm in my 30s, so I don't really go to strip clubs anymore.
If you had to choose between eating tacos every day or being skinny for the rest of your life, would you like hard shell or soft shell tacos?
So I had a caveat to this. Technically, there's a loophole. Because the question was, if you had to choose between eating tacos every day or being skinny, you could choose to be skinny and just not eat tacos every single day. You say taco every other day, technically you could do both. Yeah,
technicality.
So I'm being the asshole and I'm calling it technicality. I'm gonna eat tacos like once a week and be skinny.
My answer is hard tacos.
But I will say, in choice of tacos, I prefer soft shell tacos to hard shell. I like the taste of a flour tortilla.
Excuse me.
Plus you can fold it up and do the little taco diaper on it, so the meat and shit doesn't fall out.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah,
the blunt tuck.
Yeah. Then like it's cool because you do the blunt tuck, so then you hold it. So all the meat kind of compresses down in the bottom. So you've got that one last bite that's like, it's a little too big for your mouth, but then if you take a bite of it, shit's going to go everywhere. So you're just like, just shut. And like, it's so grease. Glorious. You got grease running down your beard and shit. And you're just like, it's so fucking good.
Let's see. I lost my place. Oh, okay. Jeff, do you love the beach or mountains more?
Beach, by far.
I like the mountain. I don't know if it's because I've grown up around beaches, you know what I mean? Yeah. But when I was in New York and I got to see mountains, like they're much cooler to look at than just looking at the ocean, in my opinion.
I'm going to say a really dickhead reason too for the beach. One of the reasons I like the beach. There's a lot of scantily clad women walking around, and that's fun to people watch. That's
fair.
Like,
I'll give you that.
Go to the beach, get those mirrored sunglasses on, and just try not to get a boner.
Oh my goodness! But I'll say mountains. I think they're pretty.
I spent a month at the nude beach. The first week was the hardest.
Jeff, luxury condo in Monaco or luxury cabin in the middle of the mountains with no one around?
Condo in Monaco for sure.
Going condo in the mountains with no. It's like he asked that question knowing that one of us would pick one of us would pick the other.
I like being in the hustle and bustle. I like being able to walk to places and do shit. Like, I thrive in that. Whereas, like, I don't like having to get in my car and drive 20 minutes to go to do something, I want to be able to walk down the street and go to a restaurant, go to a movie, go to a concert, go to grocery shop, whatever. So I like that hustle and bustle. So Monaco did. Plus, If I have a condo that overlooks where they set up the racetrack, free tickets to Monaco every year.
That's true. Ostara. It's a cool ass name.
Yeah. Ostara, old Pika girl herself. She
Pokemon.
will laugh at that.
Pika girl.
Yes, Pika girl.
Favorite Pokemon and favorite Pokemon type. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So like I said, she's a Pokemaniac. So we've talked about this quite a bit. Gyarados was always my favorite. Like, I love Charizard, I love Dragon, I love like all the dragons from the original Kanto region. But like Gyarados was always the man. Like, he was the most like always like the Japanese, like the Yakuza tattoo style dragons, like long flowing bodies and shit.
Yeah, serpent dragons.
Yeah, that was Gyarados. I was always super hyped on Gyarados. So yeah, my favorite types probably, I always love fire types. Dragon types are cool. Fighting types, like I love like Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Machop, Machoke, and Machamp are cool as shit. Like Howlucha, I don't know if you know Howlucha. He's a fucking like a hawk luchador.
Yeah,
he's fucking cool as hell.
He looks cool.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, fighting's up there. That'd probably be my answer. What about you?
Favorite Pokemon always has been, always will be Snorlax.
The Snorlax.
I adore Snorlax, and my favorite types are probably Dark and Ghost type.
Nice.
They always, I love the attack Bite. It always seems to do a good amount of damage.
Bite fucks people up.
Yeah.
I had what is it?
And Psychic type is good too.
Yeah, I have what's the fucking Pokemon? Like Manectric or whatever. It's like the Luxio, whatever Luxio turns into. I can't remember. I'm sure Ostar is screaming the name at me right now. I'm terrible with anything outside of 151. But like I have him on my main roster on Pokemon Legends Arceus, and he has Bite. And using Bite with like the powerful style that they introduced in that game, it just fucks some Pokemon up.
Yeah, dude, it can be.
Yeah. I told her a joke that she didn't like. She loves Eevee types. I've seen the meme. I think I've shared it in the Discord before, where it's like, says this is the stone you use to turn Eevee into a ghost type, and it's just a picture of a red brick.
Yeah.
Like you just smack that motherfucker with a red brick, boom,
Jesus
ghost
Christ.
Eevee.
On that note, do you have a favorite sound or sound effect? For instance, this is from Fenris. So Fenris's favorite is like the sword sheathing noise, the shing.
Oh yeah.
He's completely unrealistic, but Fenris loves it for some reason. So like, what's one of your favorite sound effects?
So there's one I've talked about a lot. It's from a particular video game, and I always mention it when I suggest this video game to people. It's from Far Cry 6. It's the sound someone makes when you land a headshot with a rifle from like a distance. You just hear this wet crunch sound, just all, and like it's so goddamn satisfying. Like I turned that game into a stealth game because I would just sneak around to where I could get to somebody and get a headshot and just boop, and just and like yeah, that was it. It's just such a fucking satisfying sound.
Oh yeah, I have to agree with Fenris. Like, I just love the sword sound, like Skyrim, The Witcher, when like Geralt pulls his sword out, shing, and you're ready to go. There's just something so cool about that.
I also do like the samurai, like the katana cutting through the air, the whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Yeah,
like that's a cool sound. Yeah,
absolutely.
I always love the samurai shit when they're having the sword fight. You see the samurai just like whoosh, and he's just standing there with the sword behind him, like across the screen, and you see the guy behind him, and then like his top half just slowly slides off because it's just like, wow. That's always cool as shit to me.
Just falls in half. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm always like, oh, brutal. I bet that hurt like a motherfucker.
And dude, I will say a lot of the dinosaur roars from Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies are fucking just, I fucking love them.
Yeah, specifically the T-Rex.
Oh yeah, the T-Rex roars. Like I love dinosaurs anyway, so like that shit is just perfect to me.
Fenris wanted to piggyback on that. Do you have a favorite scent?
Probably citrusy, kind of like an orange citrus smell. Like I love it. There was a store in the mall near here. I think one of those bougie ass furniture stores where everything's like set up like rooms and everything's expensive as fuck. They had this oil scent thing. It was like a big ass glass jar full of like citrus oil and had a bunch of sticks poked in it and stuff. And God, that scent was fucking heavenly. But that thing was like $100. I was like, there's no goddamn way I'm paying that. But like, I've not been able to find that particular scent anywhere else. But it was just so like orange juice smell. Like, I love the smell of orange juice. Like, just that orange citrusy scent. Fucking love it.
That's fair.
And vanilla. Vanilla is a fucking bomb ass.
It's wonderful.
And one more thing. When you meet a chick and she's wearing like cocoa butter, goddamn, that's fucking just, oh my God. Smells so good.
Bitch, you smell like chocolate. I'm trying to remember the name of it. So next time you're like in Walgreens or Walmart, wherever you shop to get your like body wash and things like that, if you see one that has marula oil, it's like MAU or MARULA or something like that, marula oil. Open that motherfucker, give it a sniff. That's my favorite scent. It smells so goddamn good. I can't describe it to you. You just have to smell it. So listeners, I implore you, next time you're in the store, look for something with marula oil and just give it a sniff. It smells so good. And that's what I smell like, because that's what my body wash is.
Dude, I just want to say, like, and I'm sure you will agree with me, there's not much better on this planet than snuggling with like a good smelling woman. Like, if she uses like good smelling shampoo or something, you're like big spooning her, you just get a big ass whiff of her shampoo and you're just like I did that with a friend of mine. She was like, what are you doing? Or she's like, are you sniffing my hair? I was like, it just fucking smells so good. Like, a fucking, like, a good smelling woman is just one of life's great treasures.
I had a friend of mine come up to me and tell me, like, you know, I was at work the other day and my boss told me that my hair smelled nice and it really creeped me out. And I was like, why would that creep you out? She's like, because my boss is a midget.
Nice.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Like the blind man walks by a fish market and says, "Good morning, ladies."
Good morning, ladies. God. See, that's misogyny.
That's misogyny.
Now, see, that's misogyny.
Yes. In case you were wondering, that's misogyny.
So, question from Brian, who is the Brian that we were talking about earlier, actually. What is the first game that made you feel emotional? He thinks that his was Legend of Heroes, A Tear of Vermilion. Bit of a misleading scene in there that really got him good. So
Brian doesn't know, but yeah, my memory is horrible, so I'm not sure what the first game was. Some that have made me feel emotional. There have been a lot, like the ending to Red Dead Redemption 2 got me kind of, like, biting the lip though. What else? The Last of Us. There was some fucking emotional parts of the Last of Us games. Believe it or not, I've never played a Final Fantasy game except 7 Remake. I think I've said on this show before it was a mediocre action game, but I think it was the climate of the world while I was playing it. It was when like the George Floyd riots were happening, COVID was going on. The riots were happening like right down the street from where I lived. I had a business that was like struggling. So I was like a lot of shit on my chest, a lot of depression I was dealing with. And spoiler alert, skip forward like 20 seconds if you haven't watched or haven't played Final Fantasy VII, where the plate like falls on the city. Like that shit kind of like got me fucking biting my lip a little bit, because I think it was just like seeing how the government was leaving us to fend for ourselves basically, and seeing how that shit happened in the game. I think it just like struck a chord with me, and like, dude, I think I might have actually got like water in the eyes on that one.
It's a powerful scene.
Oh, it is. I mean? Especially in the remake where it's like it's realistic and like you're watching these people struggling, and I think it just caught me at the right moment in time where like that shit was powerful. Trying to think of anything else.
I can remember the first game that really like hit me in the feels, that I was like old enough to comprehend that it was really getting me emotional.
Yeah,
was Final Fantasy X.
Nice.
Back in the day, just the way I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't played it, even though it's an old game, but there are just aspects to that story that come about towards the end of it that you're just like, what? And it's really good.
Now you start talking about like movies and TV. there's a whole bunch of that shit fucking got me all fucking misty-eyed. Do you know what fucked me up, and I don't know why? I think it was Shrek 2, when it was Fiona's dad was turned into a frog or some shit, and like he was dying as a frog, and I'm just sitting in the bed like,
I don't remember that.
It's Shrek 2 or Shrek 3, but like, yeah, I'm just like, why the fuck is this getting me? Have you seen Inside Out, the Disney movie?
I have not, but I've heard great things about
that movie. Kids shouldn't be allowed to watch that shit, dude. Like, that shit was fucking like emotionally traumatic for me as a fucking grown ass man. Like, there's some shit in that movie that had me fucking going.
Man, as far as movies, God, that's a whole conversation into itself.
Oh, that could be a topic next week. Like,
yeah, we should. I was gonna say we should mark that down as a topic because that's
movies that made us cry like little bitches.
Oh, this next one. Okay, it says these aren't questions, but I do have a book series recommendation. This is from Jeff.
Yeah.
The Jack Reacher series by Lee Child. The Mitrap series by Vince Flynn. The Prey novels by John Sanford. You might know about Reacher, but those books are about homeless ex-Army MP traveling America where trouble and mystery always seems to find him. Mitch Rapp is a CIA counter-terrorist assassin just out trying to do his job to stop terrorism. And the Prey novels follow a Minnesota deputy chief named Lucas Davenport trying to solve murders. And each series has around 20 to 30 books. Jeff,
I read...
That's so many books.
I read like a 7-year-old. Like, I read so fucking slow, I will never get through those series. But I will mark them down to try to check them out.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find some audiobooks about them because I like to listen to things while I'm doing other stuff. And that's like, I wanted to check out the Dresden Files. I think it's what it's called, the Dresden Files. And there are like over 20 of those. And I'm like, so many.
Dude, fucking Audible pisses me off, man. Because like, they've changed their format where you have to pay a monthly fee to use Audible. But it's like, oh, but you get to pick a free book. It's like, just let me buy the goddamn books I want and listen to them. Like, why does everything have to have a monthly fee now?
I think you can still buy things a la carte, but
I swear I haven't been able to find out how to do that.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, they could have changed it since the last time I looked at it. You know what I mean?
But you know where there's a lot of audiobooks?
YouTube.
Out on the open sea.
Oh, yeah. RM80. Absolutely. Oh, well, hell, okay. This is the last question. I thought there were a lot more, but that was just a really long paragraph from Jeff.
Yeah.
If you could be any animal in the entire world, what would it be? And that comes in from Courtney.
So I've been thinking about this. I talked with a friend about it the other day about like what your spirit animal is. The more I think about it, I'm going to say there's two that I narrowed down to. I would say spirit animal wise, either a bear or like a gorilla. Something big, furry, strong, protective. If I could choose to be an animal, probably some kind of monkey. Because like people love monkeys. You can steal shit and nobody gets mad at you for it. But depending on where you live, somebody might try to kill you and eat your hands or some shit. Like
that's true.
But I mean, the way the world's going now, that's probably a problem we have to worry about as humans too. And now I have that fucking song from Jungle Book stuck in my head. I want to be like you.
I guess if I had to choose an animal to be, I'd be a panda. Because pandas are like loved by everyone. True. I don't think they have any natural predators. And they have sex about as often as I already do right now. So that would be no change.
Yeah, almost never.
Almost never. So I think I would go with a panda. Plus, they're adorable.
Yeah. Dude, that brings up a funny topic me and my buddy talked about the other day. Because, you know, they talk about pandas like they put them in these zoos together and they won't mate. He's like, imagine if you got picked up by some aliens and you got put in some freaky space zoo and they were like, we got to get these humans to mate. And they put some fat, ugly bitch in there with you that you're just like, I'm not attracted to this woman at all. So you're like, and then they're standing there watching you because they don't understand English and they're like, why aren't they mating? And you're just like, we're not compatible. Give me someone else.
See, I don't think that would work because
True.
I think eventually any man is going to fuck whoever. Eventually.
This is true. And by bitch, I don't mean she's just ugly. I mean she's actually a bitch and like treats you horrible and stuff. But like, yeah. Like just somebody you're not... I'm going to backtrack that. Like, you're not physically attracted to her. Like, you're not emotionally compatible. I don't want to offend anybody, but like, yeah. So you're just like, we don't really want to have sex. Or say like they put Scarlett Johansson in there with you and she's like, I ain't having sex with you.
That's more what I was going to say is it would be more realistic to be like, it's one of us and the chick's just like, the
chick's like, I see you as a brother.
I'm as dry as the Sahara, bud. Just spit on it.
And it's like the aliens are sitting there watching like, why won't they mate? These damn humans, why won't they mate?
Or it's like, you guys are having sex, but you're doing her in the butt, so it never really. They think you guys are doing. It's like, no, man, we got a great. They feed us in here. They just want us to have a kid, but if I fuck her at the butt, they'll never know. Yeah,
dude. Like, I've always said that about animals. Like, people are like, oh, it's so inhumane to keep an animal locked up in a zoo, and it's like, dude, especially if you're a prey animal, like you don't have to worry about getting eaten. You're steadily getting fed. Like, even as like a lion or some shit, like lions sleep 20 hours a day. Like, they don't have to hunt. They don't have to worry about getting food. Look at like cheetahs. Cheetahs spend so much of their lives hunting shit for lions and hyenas and shit to take the prey away from them once they kill it. They're in a fucking zoo. Like, they have room to run around. Like, they're getting fed, twice a day, 3 times a day, whatever. Their shit's getting picked up. Like, I don't think it's that horrible of a life form.
It really is not, dude.
Like
PETA can eat a dick.
Yeah. Like, I get, like, oh, yeah, they kind of want to run. But, like, dude, if you have a leopard in, like, a fucking dog crate, that's inhumane. That's bullshit. Like, you got them in some tiny-ass little cage. Or, like, remember the Russian thing where they had the bear in, like, the concrete pit? Like, that's bullshit. But if you have, like, our local zoo is a conservation zoo. They've got, like, over 100 acres of land for, like, the elephants and the rhinos and gazelles and all that shit to, like, frolic or whatever the fuck they do. Like, I mean, you got land to run around in. You're being taken care of. You're getting medical treatment. You're getting fed every single day. Like, I don't think it'd be that bad. Dude, if somebody was like, hey, we're going to put you in this cage, but we're going to feed you the best food we can possibly feed you. You don't have to do anything but just let people take pictures of you and look at you and stuff. You're going to be well taken care of. You'll get the best medical treatment. We're going to throw a chicken here every so often for you to bang. Like, I'm going to be like,
shit,
can I have my Xbox? Like, yeah, I'm good. They're like, yeah, we'll bring you enrichment toys like your Xbox. It's like, okay, cool. I'm down.
Hope they don't mind watching me jerk off every now and then. Yeah.
I mean, the fucking apes and shit do it. Everybody's like, oh, look, he's jerking off. It's funny. Yeah. Oh, look at his tiny dick. I'm like, hey, that's not fair. It's average in the monkey kingdom. Had a baboon in here last week that said it was good.
On that note. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in this week. Let me run through the house cleaning that we got here. If you'd like to send us an email, ask us one of these questions like our lovely listeners, and you want to stay anonymous, you can hit us up at yetanotherbspod@gmail.com. Also, if you want to send us a little intro, like if you put together a little intro like you've heard Jeff do, send us that too over at yetanotherbspod@gmail.com so we can use those for the episodes. If you want to find us over on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/yetanotherbspodcast. If Twitter is more of your thing, you can find us at YabsPod, YABSPOD. You can find Jeremy at Just Call Me Jezza, and you can find me at Super Nerd Dalton. You can find all of our episodes and like the show notes and our songs of the week are included in that and everything over at yabspod.wordpress.com, little site I put together. And if you would like to come and talk to us in Discord, you can join the Steam Machine Discord where we have a little corner carved out for our YabsPod section. It is bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters. Other than that, man, if you want to hear more of me, check me out on the Steam Machine Podcast, bi-weekly PC gaming podcast. You can check me out on the JRPG Report. It's your weekly JRPG news show. And you can check me out on General Gaming News with General Gamer, which is a weekly gaming news show. And if you want to buy an album or something, you can check me out at nowthenightmare.bandcamp.com.
If you want to hear more from me, call your mom's house. Ask for me. I'll be there.
There you go. Well, Jeremy, to end this episode, I just have one question for you, my good sir.
All right.
Do you know the story of Angus McFife?
No.
Well then, let me tell you.
He is the prince of the land of fight, noble and true with a heart of steel. Now that his lost finish shall be his, Angus McFife is his name. Across the wasteland, I ride upon swift steed. Behind me lies the burning ruins of Dundee. No turning back now, my journey lies ahead. I won't give up until the sorcerer is dead. A raging hero with a destiny of steel. The glory of the gods, nobody was concealed. He is the prince of the land of fight, noble and true with a heart of steel. Now it is lost, but it shall be his, Angus McFife is his name. He is the prince of the land of fight, noble and true with a heart of steel. Now it is lost, but it shall be his, Angus McFife is his name. In ancient castle, frozen all of time. Inside the dungeons, my beloved waits to die. Ride fast for vengeance, but I must find a way. The force of unicorns makes Sargothrax my grave. Power of the sorcerer, too great to be controlled. Forget the dreams are real, that's all that I must have. He is the prince of the land of fight, noble and true with a heart of steel. Now it is lost, but it shall be his, Angus McFife is his name. He is the prince of the land of fight, noble and true with a heart of steel. Now it is lost, but it shall be his, Angus McFife is his name.